Good day, everyone. Welcome back to the stream. Hope everyone's doing all right. I was just... Ooh. Wait, that's not what I want to turn down. Hold up. There we go. There we go. I can hear myself think now. It was just brought to my attention that I did not update the title of the stream. That is my bad. Let me get that fixed really quick. I apologize. Let's see here. Just need to... let's reopen this. Let's head back over. Actually, no, I took a screenshot of all of the settings. I wish that I could, like, I don't know, have a couple saved stream titles and stuff like that and have it just be able to go back. But let me pull this up really quick. Let me get this fixed. And then we will jump back into to stuff and things. And yeah, but hopefully everyone's doing all right. Also, just as like a, I don't know, just to see if anyone notices, I updated my audio again. So let me know if it's any better. Hopefully it is. Hopefully it is. All right, dice, and then this is going to be really loud. There we go. That should be better. Okay, there we go. Yeah, let me know how the audio is. I made some more changes to hopefully get it back to where it used to be before the whole computer kerfuffle thing. So, making a roguelike CRPG! Exclamation mark. Crossed swords. Yeah. And then we do, let's see. I'm gonna do one of those and one of those, and we're gonna say, using blackjack as the battle mechanics. Yeah. And then I am not stepping away this week, so I am so sorry that I did not update that. That is my bad. The game won't make itself. Yeah, sometimes, so here's the thing. I love the way that Twitch does some things, and I love the way that YouTube does some. I love that with YouTube, I can, like, pre-schedule the streams, and I can, like, set the titles, the categories, and all that fun stuff, and it's all great. But here on Twitch, you can't. You have to set it for every single stream, and I just always forget to do that, so that is my bad. Let me come over here. The tags, that was roguelike. Nope, roguelite. Roguelike. We got blackjack. Let's see, we got TTRPG. We got CRPG. We've got old school. We got RPG Maker. RPG. And RPG Maker MV. Yeah. Done. Okay, there we go. That should be better. That should hopefully be back to more of what we're wanting. There we go, making a roguelike CRPG. Okay, there we go. Well, welcome back, everyone. I'm glad you're back. Yeah, it's been a interesting last couple. Well, I guess last week, basically. But yeah, so glad to be back. Hope everyone is doing well. Yeah. So that's my bad. Let's see, Cool Man Chill said, I'm missing one collectible out of 18, and I've checked in the game half of the spots, and remember picking up one of the other.
Unconical just redeemed stretch.
Oh man, we got ourselves a stretch. Alright, here we go, everybody. You ready? Let's go this way.
Axel_Benedict wants Moonman to do 10 chest benders.
Oh, the chest benders.
Axel_Benedict
and the bicep curls.
Wants Moonman to do 10 bicep curls.
Moving the whole green screen behind me. All right, everybody, let's do some chest benders and some bicep curls, and then we're gonna jump into things. Let me do this really quick.
Axel_Benedict says, do you remember the 21st night of September? Love was changing the minds of pretenders while chasing the clouds away. Our hearts were ringing in the key that our souls were singing as we danced in the night. Remember how the stars stole the night away? Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I remember the 21st of September. I remember like it was just today. All right, everybody, here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Woo! Thank you for those stretches. And everything else. Oh my god. So, in my absence, I tried to do some things with the setup. As I said, I got the sound hopefully working better, and got the I moved the green screen. Actually, I finally, and it probably doesn't actually look that much different, but I finally got the green screen kind of straightened, finally put it through the dryer and the wash. I don't know if it actually did anything. Let's see, let's come over here. Filters. Let's turn those things off. Yeah. So, I mean, there's still some wrinkles. Still a few wrinkles in there, but looking a little better. Looking a little better. Just a little bit. Nothing's changed. All right. Let's see. Yeah, so Jesse, I'm sorry that you're sick. That is not fun at all, but hopefully you're doing better. Eventually. Soon. Keep my fingers crossed for you. Let's see here. Axel says, another week without Moon Man and I'd suffer withdrawals. I promise. I will not do 2 weeks in a row. So you not sleeping this stream. Just kidding. Sounds good. Yeah, definitely not gonna sleep through this one. I promise. Everything's gonna be alright. Fairly says, take as much time as you need, Mr. Moon Man. I appreciate that, Fairly. Thank you. Yeah, it's, so here's the thing, at least with me, right? So when there's like bad things happening, I will take some time, but for me, honestly, like having like a schedule and like doing things helps a ton for me anyway, personally. And so, you know, I definitely needed to take the time, but
Hootie Hen says, where the dare button Moonwood.
I will bring that one back. Actually, hold up, wait a minute. I think I need to actually fix some more things. Oh, no. Those are back. Okay, so everything's back, but the Truth or Dare button. That will be coming back. I still need to have time to redo that one. But it's gonna get there. I promise. It's gonna happen. But anyway, yeah. So for me, you know, definitely need to take the few days. It was definitely needed. You know, helping my wife get through some stuff. But being back on a schedule is definitely something that helps me a lot. I mean, that's the whole reason why I even started streaming, was because last year when I got laid off, I was like, I need something to do. Like, I don't have a job right now, so I need something to do. And yeah, so it helped a ton. So yeah, so being back to streaming, even though not everything is 100% right now, it's better for me to be able to like have something that I'm doing and you know, keeping myself active and busy. So anyway, yeah. Let's see here. Axel says, hey, Moon Man, guess what? Was it the text-to-speech? Or was it something else, Axel? Let's see. Oh, wait. I did not realize the stream title wasn't correct. Yeah, that's my bad, Fairly. I really should have updated it beforehand. That is my bad. The dare button is still sick, unfortunately. ChillJam9, welcome. Glad you're here. Moonwood, I've been working for my game recently. I use Game Maker, and I have created an arrow key, movement, and wall collision. Hey, that is absolutely fantastic. Yeah, that is, I mean, you know, obviously very important first steps, but for anyone who has never used Game Maker, can actually be a little bit more challenging than, like, you say that out loud, but it's like there's a bit that goes into that. So that is absolutely fantastic. See, Hootie Hen says, hey Moon, did you make any 3D games? I have never made a 3D game. Well, okay, that's not true. I've worked and tried to make a 3D game. Didn't work out. Did not work out. Let's see, you went a week without. I won't let you start slacking now. I mean, I can definitely tell that it's been a week, because that was actually harder than I thought it would be after only going a week without lifting a weight. But I appreciate that. See, Moonwood, that was a bit of a stretch on your part. Just a little bit. Loki, good evening. Glad you're here. The ads are gone now. Good. Also, how do I pet the Chimera? Well, I feel like I need to add that. There's so many things that I need to add, and see, here's the problem, is that there's a lot of things that I know that I want to add, but I'm also making version 2, and so I'm like, do I add them, or do I just hold off until version 2 is done? I don't know. Let's see, where's the dare button? Moonwood, what's the key to make good-looking pixel art battle sprites like yours? I don't think mine should be what you're, you know, judging it off of, but I will say this, as someone who is still currently actively learning how to do pixel art, Sometimes you're gonna have things that look like this. Okay. And then other times, you know, after a while, not saying that it's a good looking, but you could eventually make it look like that. And so here's what I would say. As someone who is currently trying to learn how to do pixel art, first and foremost, the number one thing that I would say you should make sure you're doing is make sure you have a theme picked. Because if you don't really have a good theme that you're working toward, sometimes it's just not going to fit well. So like, and you know, say for example, like the game that you're making, if you are making a whimsical game, a cartoony game, a dark game, a gritty game, like whatever it may be, if you're going for more, realistic looking, cartoony looking, you want to make sure that you are keeping that theme in your mind, so you don't have, you know, things looking completely different one to another. That's what's been useful for me anyway, is making sure, because like I know that I'm trying to go for more like dark and gritty feeling, so you know, so I don't want to have like, you know, overly what would be the word, overly emphasized features and things like that, you know, like I like that where it's like, you know, it's like little hands but then like a giant robe, and it just does not look good. So anyway, so make sure you're sticking with the theme. The next thing is make sure you are taking your time, because here's the thing. I feel like any time that I have made anything that I've looked at later and been like, I'm not a fan of that, is because I rushed through it. You know, whether it was on stream and I was like, I just got to get through this as quickly as possible, or I was just like, this is like a placeholder thing, or whatever it is. Make sure you're taking your time to make sure that you are making and creating what you are going to want to see in your game. Because it doesn't matter if you spend 5 minutes making something that in the end you're going to be like, I don't like it. That's 5 minutes wasted. But if you spend, you know, 5 hours making something that will eventually actually stick, you know, and whether that's you had to erase it, start again after an hour, erase it again, start again an hour later, but then maybe on hour 3, 4, or 5, you finally got to a finished product that you wanted, it is not 5 hours wasted. It is 5 hours spent creating the thing that's actually going to stick and stay in your game. So just make sure that you're taking the amount of time that you actually need to put into the work to make it good. Those are my suggestions. Hopefully it's good stuff for you. Riley says a return to normalcy is always nice. I'm still trying to establish normalcy for myself. Yeah, and that could be really difficult, especially if you're not quite sure what normal is going to be. It's hard to find that normalcy, especially when there's like some huge shakeup at some point in time in your life. But yeah, so fairly, I hope you can find that normalcy soon. Fingers crossed. Axel says, no, it's that I'm moving on from jazz because I want to make an album of some hype-ass music. Oh, well, that'll be super cool. Well then, yeah, I am really excited to hear what you've got in the works. Very fun. See, Love Lane, I think, says, da-dum-dum, Bits and Hits banger. Oh, 100%. I absolutely love Bits and Hits. Bits and Hits is so good. I love their stuff. And I've only been copyright struck a few times from their music, so there we go. Let's see. The Real Tron over on YouTube says, good to see you back. Hoping your wife is doing well, man. Thank you, Real Tron. I appreciate that. Yeah, she's doing all right. I don't know how much she would actually want me to say on stream, so I will not go into details. But yeah, so she is doing better. There's a lot of ups and downs this past week. But hopefully we're on a good road, and hopefully in the next couple weeks things will be looking good. And yeah, but for now we'll just be looking towards the future and trying to get through, make things happy and good. So yeah, Real Tron, I hope you're doing well as well. Hopefully you've had a good week. Fingers crossed. All right, everybody. So seeing as how it's been a little bit, I'm gonna have to try and get back into the mindset and see what we've got going on here. I'm trying to remember. I know we were working on the perk card screen. I think what we were working on last was we finally got the icons to show, but now we need to get it to the actually show back up after you have selected and you go back to the screen. Because as of right now, if you remember right, so you get here to the screen, it's showing the cards. You can hover over them. It shows the stat bar here. And you can hover over it, which works absolutely fantastically. I'm still very proud of how I got the cards to actually work, because the hit boxes on the cards, the selection boxes on the cards, are all based off of the card's X and Y values, not like a preset X and Y, which I just I know that's not much, because that's basically how every other engine would work. With RPG Maker, it's I don't know, it just makes me happy. Yeah, so let's oh, that's what it is. That's right. So yes, so you got the card, and then when you click on it, it will show an icon, and it'll move the icon down there, and then you're good to go. So the next things we need to have the icons actually show over here in that corner right there. Also, I'm gonna have to really get used to this. My since I changed the green screen and I changed its location and positioning and stuff like that, I had to like cut off more of like the side of my screen, and now I'm like I can't point as far over as I would like. I'm gonna have to get used to that.
Unknown artist says, hello Moonwood of the game from Moon, which is man, long time no see. I hope everything is doing good. And just so you know, I forgot to change the notification.
Oh, yes, I did forget to change the notification. I forgot to change everything about the stream, actually. So it used to look very different when I first started the stream. So yeah, that is my bad. So for anyone who got the notification saying that I'm taking the week off, that is my bad. That was for last week, and I am so sorry for that. But we're not taking this week off. We're gonna be jumping head first, headstrong. We're gonna bang our head against the wall until we make a game. So yeah. Anyway, so we're back. We're good to go. Let's see. Lev Lane says my phone said you were leaving again. Yeah, that is my bad. That is my bad. Like I was saying, there are some things about Twitch that I love more than YouTube, and there are other things that I like about YouTube more than I like about Twitch. I hate the way that Twitch does their whole like stream info thing. Because here's the thing. You can schedule streams, right? Like I have a preset schedule on Twitch that I've been like, I'm going to stream Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. This is the time. This is the category. This is everything about it. And it's like, sweet. Yep. Here you go. This is going to be the streams. And I'm like, awesome. And then if I ever edit the stream info, it doesn't change based on what stream I'm doing. And so I'm just like, so if I ever do like a one-off, like last time where I was just coming on really quick to say, hey, sorry, I'm going to be, out for this week. If I don't remember to go in and change that back, it stays like that. Whereas with YouTube, because like, again, I kind of hate the fact that I have to schedule every single stream on YouTube. I can't just be like, I'm going live Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. Have me just be on the schedule like that. I have to go in and schedule every single one, every single time. But on the bright side with that, I always know that the title is going to be correct. So there's that, I guess, at least. But, oh well. Twitch has some flaws, but at least they show you exist, unlike YouTube. That is fair, yeah. YouTube is one, especially for live streaming, is just an absolute nightmare. Shorts and videos do fine, and I know that there are some people who stream on YouTube and they do absolutely incredibly. They can get hundreds, if not thousands, if not tens of thousands of viewers, and that is absolutely fantastic, and I am very happy for them. But as a up-and-coming YouTuber, live streaming is kind of ridiculously crappy on YouTube. They do not do a very great job at putting your live streams in front of people. Mostly because, the algorithms on YouTube, they are very much so like, oh, you don't like to watch live streams? Then I'm not even going to give you a hint of this live stream going on. Even though some people who would watch game dev content, they like to watch short form or whatever that is, or even long form videos, but not live streams. And so YouTube is just gonna be like, we just assume you don't want to watch this. We're not even gonna try. Oh well. Unknown artist, welcome back. Glad you're back. Yes, so that's what we've got working as of last time. It's kind of crazy how much you forget when it's been like a week since you've done dev work. So that's fun. Cool. So yeah, so that's all working. Happy day, and then we just need to get it showing up over here, and then we should be good to go. Unknown artist says I found an engine that you might like. It's called RPG Paper Maker, and it's basically 3D RPG Maker, and it's free. Funny you should say that. I have actually, how long have I actually spent in Paper Maker? Oh, okay, not long at all. So I have used Paper Maker. I've used it for about 2.5 hours. I absolutely loved it, because here's the thing. Paper Maker is basically exactly what I've always wanted RPG Maker to be. It's like, just have it be in a 3D environment, but then just use a whole bunch of 2D assets. 2D assets to create the textures on the 3D objects. Just use 2D sprites that are just turned upright to make them look like they're standing, and just call it good there. Like, that is what I've always wanted from RPG Maker. And so when I first found Paper Maker, I was like, That's awesome. That is incredible. That's exactly what I want. But I spent a couple hours in it. It was fine. Obviously, you know, it's being developed by a extremely small team, and it's free. So, you know, the amount of features that they have in there is quite small. But I have thought about potentially, you know, obviously I don't really have much of a pull as of right now, but I was like, hey, if one day I could eventually get to the point where maybe I have some kind of pull in the developer community, I would absolutely love to try and make a project in Papermaker to bring more attention to it, so that hopefully, you know, it could get a little bit more hype. And yeah. So, anyway, yeah, but absolutely love that. Absolutely love it. I'm glad that you brought that up, just in case, because if I hadn't seen it or heard about it, I would have loved to. And as Calvin Hobbes references, that's true. I mean, we got one right here. Absolutely beautiful stuff. Yeah. Papermaker and RPG in a Box are two that I have tried out, and I want there to be more. And I know that, like, it has to be used to be able to, you know, get more features and, you know, get more feedback. But I don't know. I feel like I'm not the right kind of person for that. But I don't know. Maybe. All right, everybody. Let's jump into this. Actually, so I wasn't wanting to talk about this just in case I couldn't get it working quite right. But I think I have it close. I just need to actually get the logic behind it working, because now I have the actual graphics behind it working. So, with the actual layouts of the dungeons, as you all know, because for anyone who is familiar with this project at all and has seen what everything looks like, you are all familiar with what the rooms in the tomb look like. You come in here, and you got your room, right? You got the different doors, which are the directions you can go in, and that's fine. That's great. Everything just feels so compartmentalized, I think would be the best word to describe it. It just all feels like it's so divided and separate from all of the other rooms, which, like, I did it this way because it was going to be the easiest to make the random tomb generation work. You know, I was like, what's the easiest way to make this work? Each one's just going to be its own separate room. It'll have its doors, yada, yada, yada. And, you know, you'll be able to go through. It'll have the different directions, and we're good to go. And absolutely fantastic. But I was thinking about it, and I was like, I would love to have rooms that felt larger and more expansive. So it's not just these tiny little closed off rooms each time. I mean, maybe if I were to, like, play into it just a little bit more, it could work a little better. But as of right now, I'm just like, I don't know. It feels kind of boring to me. And maybe it's not. Maybe it's not. It's probably because I've been looking at it for so long that I'm like, I need something new. So maybe it's not actually an issue. But I have been. I was kind of experimenting a little bit with some pixel art last week, just a little bit here and there, just trying to see if I could get something that, like, feels a little bit better. And I think I've got something that maybe will feel a little bit better. So let me close this really quick. So yeah, so keep in mind that whole layout. You know, you got the doors, whatever. So this is the rough, potentially new idea that I have for the actual layouts themselves. So same, like, general vibe. You know, it's very low pixel graphics. Nothing that crazy different. But the idea that I have is more of, and this is all just in Photoshop, so, like, it's nothing set in stone or anything like that. But the idea that I have is you would be able to see the room that you're in. So the room that you'd be in is, like, here-ish, something like, this is where you're standing. Kind of like how, you know, the current rooms are working. You've got this room right here. But then you'll be able to see into the room in front of you. And then, say, for example, if there wasn't a room, so like if we were to come over here, not sure how to. Actually, no. I do have a thing. So here we go. We got this layout right here. So, say, for example, if you are in, shut all that off. So if you are in this center room, this is where you're at, right? This is the location of the player. So if you're in this room, and then let's just turn on all the rooms, you technically would be able to see the room, all the rooms surrounding you. So all 8 rooms around you is what I want you to be able to see. I don't know if I'm actually going to be able to get it to work. Maybe. But, so yeah, so general idea is you would be able to kind of see everything around you. So we'd have the floor, and this I've got all separated into their own like little pieces here. So yeah, so you got the floor here, and then, you know, so you've got your walls. So say for example, you know, you'd be able to see, so if let's say for example, if there was a wall to your right, and then there was another wall further up into your right, but then there's just a expanse of room to your, this was what it would look like. So you could see, you know, you could see potentially a monster right here, you could see a monster here or here, and then you'd have the room that you're in, like the spot that you're in itself. I can't say, for example, like I can't say one way or another if it is going to happen, but I kind of like the idea of being able to see, you know, the room that you're in and then what you're going to be going into. I don't know, I feel like it would be a little bit more fun instead of just being like, let's go to the next room, let's see what happens. But yeah, so that's kind of the general idea that I've got right now. Again, I still need to actually work out how I'm going to make it work, because as of right now, the current Tomb generation wouldn't support this very well. But eventually we could have things like this where, you know, so if we come in here and turn on these center walls, and we turn off that one, but turn on that one and that one. Nope, turn off that one. Nope, turn off that one. Oh, that's right. It's the far walls. It's the far walls. Crap. Put that down here. Down here. Something like that. Anyway, so you'd be able to see, like, you know, so here's this room. If you were to go forward, you'd go into this room. Then you can see around the corner that there's openness here.
Hooty Hen says, hey Moon, would I have a question? What do I do when I want to live stream but want to watch your live stream too?
So when you want to live stream, but also watch my live stream too. Have it on one part of your screen and then stream on the other part. I don't know, like, are you meaning like you want to be able to hear what I'm saying, but then also have sound playing for your stream? Also, are you streaming from a PC? Live stream reacting to the live stream. Oh. That would be a fun time. That'd be a good time. Let's see. RPG Inbox is getting a lot of updates. They recently released the Steam Workshop. I did see that. I need to look at it again. Let's see. Love Lane says, I know I shouldn't, but these pre-made engines in a box feel like cheating a bit. A little bit. I will say that. Which is why I try and take RPG Maker to a slightly crazier degree, just because I'm like, I feel like I need to go just a little bit more than just the base RPG Maker, what it can handle anyway. But I would agree slightly with you. Have you ever seen Pleasantries on YouTube? Ever seen Pleasantries? Like the username Pleasantries? I like that idea too. See, Bulbatorial says, hey, how's the game going? It's going well. It's coming along anyway. It's been on a little bit of a pause for about a week now, but we're getting back into it slowly but surely. So I apologize if this stream is probably going to be a little bit off slightly, just because I'm trying to get back into the you know, streaming / game creation mindset. It has been about a week since I've been doing that. Anyway, yeah, so again, no promises. I just kind of wanted to give like a rough general sneak peek just to see, like, and who knows, like maybe people are going to be like, oh, this sounds absolutely horrible. Do not do that. So it could go either way. If I can get this to work to where you can maybe see into the room in front of you, this would also potentially introduce rotating instead of just, because as of right now, if you know how the movement works, it's quite literally just you come into the tomb, and if you want to go left, you just press the left button and you go left. You're not necessarily turning to the left, you're just going, you're facing north all the time, and then you're just like basically strafing around the map, which works. But I was always like, I don't know how I would handle rotation, because like I'm like, that's a lot. So anyway, so no promises. I just feel like it could potentially be nice to be able to see something like that and be able to see like into the rooms in front of you and all that fun stuff. Anyway, so, but if anyone's like, no, that doesn't seem like it would be fun, or no, I love the look and feel of the current design, we can always just be like, you know what? Okay, yeah, we'll save this for another one. But for now, I'm kind of like, it could be maybe fun. Let's see. But yeah, so Hootie Head, okay, wait. No, I want to live stream with my computer, but I also want to watch your live stream, so I don't know what to do. Fair. Well, yeah, I would say probably best case scenario is you would want to have, so if you've got like your phone or like a tablet or something like that, you could have the stream up on, you could do that. But if you wanted to have the stream on the computer, if depending on what software you're using, like say for example, if you're using OBS, what you can do is you can have OBS not be picking up the audio that you're hearing on your computer, and so you could be listening to the stream on your computer and you could have it not be going through OBS at all, and so that way you could have the stream, you could be listening to the stream, but then whatever you're streaming wouldn't be coming through because it would just be you'd just be hearing it, but then the stream wouldn't be hearing it. That would probably be the best way to go, I would say. Let's see. Fairly says, "Hey, engine doesn't matter. Nobody cares what a game was made in, just that it was good." I mean, that is true, Fairly. That is true. Yeah, anyone who, like, yeah, because here's the thing: if it's a good game, it really doesn't matter if it was made in RPG Maker, in Unity, in Unreal Engine, in Game Maker, in Scratch, whatever it is. I mean, for I was gonna say decades. It wasn't decades. For years, some of the best games that were being created were being made in Flash and Java, and people were playing them in web browsers. So it's like, you know, it doesn't really matter as long as it is a good game at the end of the day. But I can definitely see where, you know, where Lovelane's coming from in that it kind of is cheating, because it's like technically you could be making a game like this without any extra, you know, coding knowledge or anything like that. It does help though knowing JavaScript. So let's see. The YouTuber. I don't think I have ever heard of Pleasantries. I have not. Totally fair. It's how I feel when making the game. Yeah, true. Pleasantries makes funny music. Oh, well, got a link here. Oh, I want to see ads. Get out of here, ads. Yeah. How to write a song. I will have to look this up after the stream. Let's see. Lovelane says, honestly, it would make it feel more immersive. It's why Ultima Underworld shined, because you could see more of the world. Yeah, and that's where I'm kind of like, I think it would be nice and fun to be able to see just a little bit more, because it's not going to be anything crazy. Like, it's not like if there's some long corridor of, you know, like 10 rooms, it's not like you can see all the way to the end, but it would give you at least like a slightly better idea and like make it feel less like you're just in compartmentalized. I don't know why I can't say compartmentalized. I keep wanting to say compartmentalized boxes with just a bunch of doors, which it works technically. So if I can't get this working, we technically do have the random generation that does work. It just, I feel like it would be a little bit more fun to have something like this. Because hey, like you know, say for example, like I was saying, if you do have some long hallway, it would be kind of fun to be able to, let me turn this on, it would be able to, you know, it'd be fun to be able to see something like this, and you're like, oh hey, let's keep going down this hallway instead of like, let's go through this next door and this next door and the next door. It would be like, let's keep going down this hallway and see where it leads us. So hopefully that'd be a lot of fun. Maybe. I guess we'll see. Let's see. Is there cats yet? Not yet, Hootie Hen. We'll get there. We will get there. Fairly says, I mean, you might as well make the OS and manufacture the parts yourself and create electricity. Don't tempt me, Fairly. Don't tempt me. Okay, but I will say, oh, hi. Crap out of me. Okay. There you go. Love you. Let's see, what was it? Oh, yes. There are some times where I do feel like some people take it just a little bit too far in the whole creative process of making a game. And again, at the end of the day, as long as it's a good game, that's really all that should be what matters. But there was this game a couple years ago that I saw, and I don't know if it actually ever got finished. So if it did, and if someone loves this game, I'm not bashing on it. I'm not hating on it. I'm just saying, they started posting, you know, promotional videos and things like that of their game. So I want to say this came out roughly right around the same time that Cuphead was coming out, right? Like Cuphead was awesome. Like it was all hand-drawn, it was cartoony graphics, it was a lot of fun. But just because it had cartoony graphics and it was all well animated and a lot of fun and stylized, if it was a bad game, it wouldn't have mattered. Like people would have played it and been like, ah, this is garbage, whatever. But it was a good game that also had a really fun aesthetic. And so I know that at that time there were a lot of different projects trying to kind of use that kind of hook of like, oh, we're making this game, but it's being made like this, and so buy our game because of that. And so the whole game was made from yarn, and not because I obviously there's the whole Kirby, is it a Kirby game? Kirby's Dream Yarn or whatever it's called. So like, obviously that one's just made to look like it's made with yarn, but this one was like they were making the whole game, like animations, the backgrounds, characters, like literally everything they were creating out of yarn, and they would take like a picture of it, like the whole stop motion thing and everything like that. Kirby Epic Yarn, that's the one. Yeah, so it wasn't supposed to look like it was made of yarn, like it was all actually made of yarn, like they were hand sewing it and everything, and I'm like, this is cool, and I remember I made a comment on it. I was like, this is cool, but why? Because like they and like in their whole post, they're like, oh, like it's painstaking and like it's taking us years, but like we're making progress. Like it's just such a hassle and a struggle. And I was like, I like left a comment. I was like, okay, but why? Like if it's such a struggle and it's been so horrible and it's made the amount of time to make the game take so much longer, I'm like, this should be a benefit to the game, not something that's making it take so much longer. So like, why? And like, there were a whole bunch of people that are just like, it's their creative outlet. And I'm like, I'm not saying they can't make it this way. Like, absolutely. Like if they're making a great game and they're making it all out of yarn, like that's really cool. But, like you can't come around and complain about the fact that doing it with yarn is taking so much longer. Anyway, so all this to say, as long as the game at the end of the day is good, it doesn't matter if you're making it out of yarn, it doesn't matter if you're making it all hand drawn, it doesn't matter if whatever it is, but as long as the game is good in the end, shouldn't really matter. No one's really going to care that much. You're gonna have a few people that are maybe going to be like, this was terrible because XYZ, but like as long as it was good, yeah. Anyway, that was a very long rant, and I'm so sorry. Let's see here. Cat eats bread. Cat does eat bread. Kirby Epic Yarn. Let's see. Lovelane says, I think we could argue someone who made a game with their own game engine probably learned more skills, and that's maybe more important than the game as all. That's true. That is true. Yeah, and if someone, and here's the thing, like I know the people that have started to make their own game in their own engine, and they have learned a ton of stuff. I don't know if the game ever came out, but they did learn a lot of stuff while creating their own engine. Yeah, so yeah, and like I've said, at the end of the day, doesn't matter how you made it. If you made your own operating system to then create your own engine that would then be able to run it the most efficiently as possible, or whatever the reason may be, as long as you made a good game at the end of the day, 2 thumbs up from me, and that is what's gonna matter. And hey, if you make the game and you never actually release it, or whatever it is, or you do release it, it just doesn't do well. Whatever it is.
Thanks for the follow, and Tom's 1251.
Thank you so much for the follow, and Torm's 1251. I appreciate that. I think we are 1 away from 300. That is pretty exciting stuff. So yeah, I appreciate that. Anyway, yeah. So at the end of the day, either if it's a good game or if you learned a lot, if you've learned as you've been going along, and there you go. And that is absolutely fantastic. Whichever way it goes. Are you talking about Unravel? Not Unravel, because Unravel, is that 2-player game? Like the 2-player platformer? Yeah, not Unravel. It was an indie game. It was like a very small side-scrolling, yeah, and I'm trying to remember. Indie game made with yarn. Yeah, it's not Unravel. And here's the thing, like, it may have not actually gotten that. Oh, hold up. Okay, so this is from 2023. Yes. Actually, there we freaking go. That's okay. It's quite literally exactly what I was explaining. So yeah, so over here on Games Radar, so we've got from 2023, so viral Ghibli-style game with embroidered animations that takes 3 times as long, ignites discussion over the labor and value of art. That's the thing, is yeah, they're all their posts where they were like, this is making it take 3 times longer than it normally would if we were just animating it all. And yeah, people were just like, okay, then what? Like, not saying that you can't, but yeah, it's like they were embroidering it all. And again, it's like, that's cool, that's great. But, like, you can't really come out here and complain that it's taking 3 times as long to make your game if you're the one that made the decision to make your game out of embroidered art. Anyway, yeah, so I honestly do not know if this actually came out. Does it have the name of the game? Developer Eva Navratilova of two-person studio, A2 Games. Okay, yeah, so two people. And that's the thing, like, it's, you know, if it's just two people, obviously it's going to take a very long time. But yeah, so A2 Games, I do wonder if this ever actually came out. A2 Games. Huh. It looks like that's kind of their shtick, is the whole embroidering thing, which is cool. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything on here about that game. So whatever creative decision you are going with, don't let it be the thing that destroys your game. If you are creating something and it just is not going to allow you to actually finish your game, maybe don't do that. I don't know. And that's just my own thoughts. Do whatever makes you happy. That's what I'll say. Let's see. Unravel is good. I need to play Unravel. It does look fun. I do need to play Unravel as well. But only the characters are yarn, and they use a physics engine to make the yarn. Yeah, it's a different game, but I do really want to play Unravel at some point. Most people who develop with these weird rules never end up releasing something because they have their own head up behind. That's a good point, Fairly. The only real problem is if they take their mindset and throw it onto others who don't share it. True. And that's kind of what I was saying, is, you know, it's like, in your head, you're like, I want to make this game because XYZ. It's like, that's cool if you want to make your game because XYZ, but you have to appreciate the fact that not everyone is going to appreciate your game because you did it in XYZ. Here's the thing, like, I know that there will be some people out there who, when this game eventually comes out, if they see it and they're like, wow, this was made in RPG Maker, that's crazy. Like, the fact that you can do that in RPG Maker, wow. And I know that is going to be about 0.00001% of people that actually see this game, is people are going to be like, wow, what RPG Maker? Everyone else is going to be like, oh, this kind of seems a little bit limited. And they're not going to be like, oh, that's because it was made in RPG Maker. Cut it some slack. So, yeah. Anyway, let's see. I think Unravel 2 is the multiplayer one. Unravel is cool, but I'm bad at puzzles. I am so bad at puzzles. I wanted to play through Unravel 2 and remember it getting pretty dark. Let's see, I remember seeing this game. Pretty sure they had a spot in Gamescom a few years ago. Oh, well, there you go. Yeah, and so, I mean, I hope for their sake that they're still going.
Thank you Autumn_Falls_ today for maintaining the Moonwood.
Autumn__. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you. Also, glad you're here. Welcome. Yeah, hopefully you're doing well. Hello, all my beautiful fellows. I'm popping in to immediately pop out and go to sleep, but I'm alive. I'm glad you're alive. But yeah, go get some sleep. Sleep is definitely needed. Hey! Oh my gosh, Loki! You found it. You found it, Loki. Well, there we go. Wait. Is it actually out? Download the demo for Scarlet Deer. Final release date to be announced. Does it have anything on here about when they uploaded this? Or, like, created this page? I feel like it's got to be starting in January 1st, 2024. The Steam client will only support Windows 10 and later versions. All right. Fair enough. Yeah, release date to be announced. Yeah, I don't think it necessarily says anything about when. Oh, that's cool that it's them, though. That's very cool. Anyway, yeah. I hope that eventually it does come out. I will say that. I do hope. Wait, maybe something in the trailer will say. Yeah, that is really cool that they're embroidering it. Yeah, okay, yeah. I'm not really seeing anything about, like, when this was potentially... But, I mean, again, like I was saying, it looks really cool. Like, it's awesome that they were able to, like, do all the embroidering and then scan it into the computer. But then that was kind of the whole dialogue that I saw everybody talking about. They're like, okay, so if you're doing all the embroidering and then you have to scan it in the computer, it's like you could have probably just as easily, created these animations and these characters on the computer just to... Anyway... That is neither here nor there. I've gone off on this tangent way too long, and I am so sorry. But, yeah, I appreciate you all being here through that long, very long rant. Also, a lot of people don't understand that your engine and capabilities don't exactly translate over to actually making a video game because you need to be creative and have passion and be inspired, which no engine can just provide out of thin air. That is a really good point. Yeah, you can't just open a game engine and, you know, go with the most powerful one or the most common one and be like... make a game. Like, it's got to come from the heart. But also, you just have to, you got to feel that creativity and inspiration. See, Love Lane says, also, I hope that I'm pronouncing your username correctly. Is it Love Lane? I hope it is, and not like Louvre Lane or something. Have a good sleeps. I've backed a lot of projects from well-meaning devs, but a creative decision made the project never come to light. Yeah, and that's the thing, too, is like, there are quite literally hundreds of thousands, if not, I could actually probably quite honestly say millions of people out there that want to make a game. But there is a huge step between want and then ability that already knocks off a lot of people. That knocked me off for years of my life. So the want, the ability, the drive, and then the actual idea and execution. It is a crazy funnel that it goes through that just shaves so many people off. And there's a lot of people that can get to roughly that last stage where it's like they've got the knowledge, they've got the drive, the idea, all that creativity, and they're like, we're gonna do this, and then anything could go wrong. You bite off more than you can chew. Something changes in your life. You're creating something that you absolutely love, and then maybe your passion for that project just fizzles out. Whatever it is along those lines, something can happen, whether it be out of the developer's hands or they're just like, you know what, And then of course, that small amount that they are literally going into it just to try and scam people out of money. You've seen that a lot. But yeah, so and that's the thing, is like there's a lot of people who mean well, they want to make a game, they want more than anything to make a game, but then they get into it and they're like, holy crap, this is a lot of work to make a game. And it's just like, well, sorry. So Kickstarter was dangerous back in 2014. My wallet never recovered. I can honestly say I have only backed about 2 games, and both of them have actually come out. Wait, nope, that is not true. That is not true. The one game is actually an absolute dumpster fire. It's still on Steam, but it is an absolute dumpster fire. I am a huge sucker for zombie survival games, and so yeah, so 7 Days to Die is one that I didn't back. I wish that I had, but I learned about it basically like day 1 that it came out on Steam. So I kind of like consider myself a supporter, but I know that I'm not a Kickstarter supporter. But yeah, so 7 Days to Die is one that like I would have 100% right out the gate would have funded back then. But there's one, and I'm trying to remember the name of it. Oh, what is it called? I'm not gonna be able to remember it, because I'm sure that I could type in scam indie zombie survival game and there'd be way too many. Dead Matter? Dead Matter, is that the one? Dead Matter, that's the one. That is the one. So before they actually put it on Steam, they had it, obviously their own launcher, so I played dozens of hours in their own launcher, and it was fine back then, and then they finally got it on Steam, and it's not good. It's not good. And here's the thing, you can still go on here and you can still buy this game. It is $20 still, and it is mostly negative. But yeah, the whole idea of it was, really cool. You were in Canada, and basically the general idea was when you started the game, it was like basically soon after the actual zombie outbreak happened, and you would be able, so basically, there was still fuel in cars that you could get. There was, still water in pipes and drains, and electricity that was still kind of there. But then as you progressed through the game, water ran out, electricity started going out, and just like it got to the point where it's like so it kind of like eased you in a little bit, and then everything was gone, and you're like, okay, what have you actually set up to survive? Do you have ways to provide food and water and fuel and stuff like that? And it was a really cool idea. I absolutely loved it. And then they fumbled it so hard, and it's very sad. And it's sad because it was actually in a decently playable state for a while, and then they switched it over to Steam, and I don't know if they just went back to a really old build or what it is that they did, but they did something, and the game is unplayable now. If you were to launch the game, it doesn't even play, and it is so sad. So that is the one Kickstarter blunder that I can say I did participate in, and it is so sad. And at that point, I was like, I'm never doing a Kickstarter game ever again. I'm never falling for it ever. So that sucks that there were a lot that your wallet never recovered from. Oh, let's see. Fairly says, yeah, time to scam people. Jellyfield's top scam. There we go, Fairly. Yeah. Just get that on there. Be like, I need $1 million. $1 Actually, I have thought about maybe doing that with Tomb of Vercilias. I kind of don't want to, but there's kind of a part of me that's like, I don't know if I could actually do it. But I'm like, hey, if I could potentially get funding to like be able to do this full time for like a year, I'm like, I could knock this out. I don't know. I asked for such a small amount and did rewards for so cheap. Yeah, and that's what I figure I could potentially do, is just like do a small amount, be like, hey, like if I can get this amount of money, great. You know, obviously I'm not gonna be able to generate like 100K or something like that, but I'm like, hey, if I can get just a little bit of extra money, could be nice, Work as like pre-orders or something like that. Really says, can I get a Kickstarter page review? Oh, we got a Kickstarter page right here, huh? Oh, Jellyfields. Wait, let me get this closed. I just realized I still have that open. Hey, we got ourselves some Jellyfields. Oh my gosh, look at that. Look at that. What? Barely. We got 125 backers, $3,400. That's not bad. That is not bad. Oh my gosh. This is beautiful. Okay, I do really like this. I like the graphics. I like the headers. Goes into a decent amount of detail. Ah, the jellies. Relax. Yeah, no, fairly. This is absolutely beautiful. I love this. Yeah, this is the kind of thing that I'm like, maybe I could try. Aw, look at you. That's beautiful. Why Kickstart? Why Kickstarter? Yeah, this is very nice. I love this. Okay, this is actually kind of making me want to try and do a Kickstarter. But yeah, 10 out of 10. Chef's kiss. I love it. I love it. Great job on everything, Fairly. Yeah, that is absolutely beautiful. I love it. See, Brian over on YouTube says, hey, Moonwood, I hope you're well. Well, welcome. Glad you're here. Yeah, doing all right. It was an interesting past week, but got through it. And yeah. Hopefully you're doing well as well, Bryant. Hopefully you had a good week. Axel says, if you're gonna make Kickstarter, you should make Tomb of Vercilias pins to give to backers. Oh, I could do that. So hard to put together a nice page. It really is. Like you look at it and you're like, oh, I can make that, and then you stare at a blank canvas and you're like, crap, what do I do? That's what I was doing with Steam. I was like, I have no idea what I'm gonna do here on this Steam page. So Axel, are you meaning like on Twitch having different pins, or are you meaning like on Discord? 'Cause either way, that could be fun. Yeah, I'm trying to think of like what I would actually do for, I mean, obviously besides just being like, oh, you get a copy of the game. I'm trying to decide what I would actually do for like backer rewards. I don't know. I'd figure it out. By the way, I would suggest maybe not doing physical rewards unless you're a very strong-willed person. It's so hard. That is one thing. I'm like, it would have to be probably like some of the higher tiers of like a shirt or something. Because not only would I have to order it, but then yeah, I would have to be the one shipping it all out, and that just, it sounds scary. I don't know. I like physical pins. I want to put pins on my backpack, but I have no pins. You could do something like that. I would do it for you. Oh, there we go. I would have my manager, clerk like a cat, take care of it for me. It could be it could be fun. Have some merch that you can exclusively buy through the Kickstarter, especially when you need to do international stuff. Oof. Yeah, I almost feel like I would probably have to be like, sorry, no international shipping. Sorry, like I just can't. But you need to deal with customs and the laws on pre-order stuff is really weird. Yeah, I feel like that would just be a bridge too far trying to get all that figured out. But I don't know. Anyway, should we do some game dev stuff? I feel like we should do some game dev stuff during this game dev stream. Let's see, level select to spellbook. I believe this is the one we would need to be in so we can actually see what's going on here. There we go. Yeah, select perk card. Okay, so as of right now, yes, we do have it working. So you get the cards, it's pulling in all the cards, and then it's pulling in all the icons as well. So it grabs it, moves it down there, good to go. Problem is, they're not here. So I think that the first thing we're gonna do, well, trying to decide what's gonna be the best way to do it. I think first thing we're gonna do is get everything working on this first screen, so that when you come back here, it actually is filling in here as you have it. I think it's gonna be best. Which should be pretty easy. I think. I hope. We'll see. Let's see, Love Lane says, Thin Matrix on YouTube made a bunch of stuff for his Gamescom booth. He had such great ideas for physical merch. Yeah, and it's, because here's the thing, like, you can do some really fun stuff with physical merch. It does just kind of scare me a little bit about doing physical merch, which is why I don't even do physical merch as of right now. Like, I know that I could. I know that YouTube would allow me to, like, you can, like, link to a store to, like, sell merch. But I'm like, ugh, I don't know if I want to deal with, you know, having a couple boxes full of, like, t-shirts and things like that to potentially sell, like, 3 of them and be like, crap. So, I don't know. Let's see, Hootie says, hey, Moon Man, is the dare button alive yet? Not yet. Not yet. I do need to rework it. I think what I'm going to do is separate the truth and the dare. Because it seems like... And I don't know. I don't know. I guess I could just turn it back on. I guess we could. So the reason why I took it off is because I'm like... I feel like I need to... I don't know. I don't know what I need to do with it. I'm like... Because I don't want people to ever, like, do a dare and then feel like they've wasted their dare if it's, like, something that I just can't do. But, so I don't know. Maybe I should just turn it back on. I'll buy a cup. I'll buy a coffee cup if you make a Moon Man coffee mug. I do need to do those though. I do need to do some Moon Man coffee mugs. Maybe that'll be the first bit of merch. No shirts, just mugs. It's a good way to go. So when you select the thing, which was taken care of over here, perk icon. Yes. Let's say, for example, let's grab this. This is the initialization here. So game self switches, clear game screen, clear pictures, clear. Okay. So after that happens, because that is clearing all self switches and clearing all pictures. So we don't want to show anything before that. So right after that is where we need to take care of everything else. So right here is where we're going to do it. Let's just do. So that is, so 6 plus 672. So let's come over here. We're going to say, switches, nope. Variables, we're going to set variables, 670 something. 672 is there, and then plus all the way down to amount of perks. Perk card selection, 1, 2, 3. Perk card selected. What? So we need to set a variable. So game variables dot set value 643 plus 672. 643 plus 672. Oh, okay. Yeah, so 643 plus 672. Per card selected. 1. Okay, so 644. Yes. Cool. All right, so let's come over here. So we're going to say set variable 644 equal 1. Sure. And then we're going to say show the image there so that it shows it and then it moves the picture. We basically just need to take the X and the Y from this. That's going to be... crap. That should be easy enough. So yeah, so basically we just need to take the X and the Y. So it is 240 plus 80 times that variable, and then 644. Nope. There we go. So yeah, so 240 plus that, and then 644. There we go. So over here we just need to replace. So we've got oh, we're showing it based off of the card to X and the card to Y. Plus 44. Let's get rid of all of that, and then we're going to say paste that in there. So we've got comma 240 plus 80 times that variable, then 644. Let's just do that at 101. Okay, so at that point we should be able to say show this, set it to randomly 1 through 3. That should be fine. So if we do this, ooh, okay, so why isn't it showing? Are we gonna get an error? Yes. Okay, so cannot show image, perk icon 0. Okay. I think the problem is the image layer itself. So we're showing 6 plus 672, and then 672 is amount of perks. So that's the amount of perks you have chosen. Okay. So yeah, so showing image layer 6 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. We should just be able to say show image layer 7. I think. Yes. Yeah, so if we just say show image layer 7, come over here. Nope, that is still having problems. Image layer 7, perk icon plus 641. What's 641? Perk card section selection 1. Oh, crap. We would just say 644, right? So not variable 641, just say perk icon plus 644. Hey, there we go. Look at that. It's showing. It's in the wrong spot, but it's showing. Okay, so we're going to say, so show it at 80 times that. Okay, so, we don't need to have this actually, yeah, so we can actually just have this show at, we're showing at 240, and I think we just move it over. It's just 80, right? To 320? So show you at 320. Get rid of all of this extra stuff, because we don't need to worry about that. Okay. I think that should be correct. Hey, look at that. It's showing right there. Beautiful. Now, what we want to do is we don't want to just show this picture, because if you haven't selected anything, we don't want to just say, hey, show the image. So we want to put this in a conditional branch. So to do that in JavaScript, it's an if statement. It's an if statement. So if you're familiar with RPG Maker, you would just do if. So if, we're going to say if game variables dot value. So we want to check and see and make sure that game variable 644 is greater than 0. So if 644, crap, I believe we would then say is greater than 0. And then we would put in a curly bracket, this right here. Hold up. There. I think. So if, yeah, so you basically, you make the statement, I think that's what it would be called, statement of if, and then within the parentheses is the condition. So you'd say if game variables dot value 644 is greater than 0. So basically, so long as there is something in that variable, then you want to show this in. Oh, let's do that. Go. Okay. If I come back over here, it should show something because there should be a value, which there is. Fantastic. But if I come over here and I don't set this to be 1 through 3, if I just say set it to 0, it doesn't show anything. And we shouldn't get any error message. Yeah, there we go. Beautiful. Ah, I love it. let's see. I'll buy a coffee mug. I will buy a cat if there's an official Moon Man cat. There we go. We'll start breeding and selling Moon Man cats. The Moon Cat Shelter. See, here's the thing. Here's the thing. My wife would go absolutely nuts for that. Like, if we were to open up a cat shelter, I don't think I'd ever see her again. I'm pretty sure she would spend the rest of her life in that cat shelter. And I would not be able to go in because I am slightly allergic to cats. And so if there was a whole shelter full of them, I would die if I went in there. A moon cat shelter sounds good. Do you hear the thunderstorm? I don't. Is it currently thundering? 'Cause I don't hear anything. I did know that there was a storm coming in. No matter how many times Twitch shows me old Navy commercials back to back, I'll never buy. I feel like that is a I feel that a lot with actually, there's a lot of times if I see an advertisement for something, I won't buy it because of the ad. I'll just be like, I don't like ads, so I'm not buying your product. It's usually a good way to get me to not get something. And it's that way with things even that I like. Like, I'll see ads for Taco Bell, and I'm like, it doesn't make me want Taco Bell. I don't know. I spent freaking 6 hours on Friday trying to fix a collision thing in Leaflup's Candy Hunt. It was great. Nothing quite like spending, what would that be? A quarter of the day trying to figure something out. That's beautiful stuff. Especially collision related. That is extremely frustrating. I'm sorry, Fairly. Did you get it resolved though? That's the main question. As long as you get it resolved, you can sigh. You can breathe easy. But if not, then it's even worse. Okay. We do that, and everything's good to go there. Awesome. Now, here's the real question. Let's put this to the test in an actual thing. So if we come over to here, turn this down to, -3 through -1. That turns off all traps, and it also turns off all, things. Oh, I just realized. I cannot be setting this to a number, because if I set that to something, it'll actually overwrite the perk that I picked. Okay, I did hear that thunder. That was some good sounding thunder. I am so excited. Okay, so tomorrow, the 21st of September, wait, no, that's today. Is that today? 21st? When is the fall equinox? Is that the 21st? Or is it the 20th? Okay, September 22nd or 23rd each year. Okay, yeah, so I'm pretty sure tomorrow is the fall equinox. And I'm so excited for the weather here. It's supposed to be a high of like 71, and it's supposed to be rainy like all day. Oh, I am so hyped for it. So hyped for it. I love rainy, stormy weather. It just makes me so happy. Okay, so let's pick Fraley's Fantastic Scroll. We'll throw it down there. It should be right down there. Fantastic. Now, let's go find ourselves the exit. So let's go find... Oh. Here's a vibe I can jam to. Let's go find room 46. Oh, dear me. I completely forgot that I turned that off. Okay, let me turn that back on. We're on floor 143. How do I turn you back on? What are you needing? Switches. Okay. Whatever. We're in room 43 right now. We need to go over 46. So 44, 45, 46. Awesome. All right, let's just submit a blood sacrifice. Let's get this thing activated so that if we go through here, there should be a scroll down here on the bar. Go through portal. Progress to the next level. Balls. Okay. Why? That's the real question. Why? So it's checking for variable 644. Let's find variable 644. Have I reset variable 644? That would suck if that's the case. Ooh, that's equal to 0. Crap. Okay, so 644. When is that resetting to 0? 644 is currently equal to 0. So if I choose Axel's Daggers of Damage, it is now equal to 4. Okay, so I'm resetting all of this stuff. crap. Okay. All right, so basically we do not want to reset. So perk card selection 1, 2, and 3, we can reset those. Those don't need to stay. That's fine. So basically from 644 down to, we don't want to reset any of these. This is the perk save stats. So the perk stat save, vitality, dexterity, wisdom, luck, all that fun stuff. Amount of perks, card hovering. So 672. Okay, yeah, so 644 to 672. We don't want to reset. Let me just write that down really quick so I don't remember, so I don't forget. 644 through 672. Oh, 672, not 3. 672. Okay, so if we come over here, we are resetting all the variables. Ooh, that was a good thunderclap. Yes, so right here, this is resetting all the variables, and we're kind of jumping over certain ones that we do not want to reset. So yeah, so 641 through 643. And then this does 365 through 913. We need to adjust this one to 340. And then we're not resetting. Oh, jeez. Okay, so what variables are we needing to and to not affect right here? So this is resetting 641 through 643. So 641 through 643. 641 through 643. Okay, that's fine. Oh my god. This is a mess. This is a mess. Okay, so through 340. So 340 is room 60, item 2. And then it stops resetting, starting at spell 1 value. Okay, so yes, we want to keep all of that. So 341 through 364. Okay. Let me just pull up a notepad really quick. Just want to make sure, get this. Yes, we don't want to be resetting variables 341 versus 364. And that cuts off at 340. Okay. But we then want to pick up at 365. Okay, so that's what this one does. It picks up at 365. But then we only want to go up to... So we don't actually need this 641. Now, so 641, we can get rid of. So then it picks up at 365, and then we're going to... We don't want to go all the way to 913. What we want to do is go to... Yeah, so starting at 364, we can reset all the way through. So yes, that's the room pick IDs, that's the Has Explorers we want to redo. Mini-boss card values, the dice rolls, NPC 1 Mage Guild. Oh, it is starting to rain up there. I think I left a door open up there, or like a window. Okay, I'm gonna be right back, I swear. I just gotta go shut a window really quick. So, I'll be right back. Wait. That's not what I want to adjust, volume-wise. Crap. Hold up. Okay, there we go. Okay, I'll be right back. Turn that down. Okay, all right, I'm back. Ooh, sorry about that. Let's see. Almost like forcing advertising on people builds resentment. That's a really great point. Let's see, idea of the issue is individual colliders pushed right next to each other aren't technically seamless, so they will stop you dead in your tracks periodically, but I found a solution. Hey, that is absolutely fantastic. Yeah, I'm trying to remember I did have, so this was another project I was working on a while ago. It was basically a Vampire Survivors type game, made in RPG Maker, of course, and yeah, that thing was, it was rough. And yeah, a lot of collision issues in that, and I spent hours, and I'm like, I cannot get this, and I gave up, because, you know, that's what I do. That's what I did. That's what I did. I don't do anymore. I don't do anymore. Very frustrating stuff. So, I feel for you, Fairly. I feel for you. Okay, so yes, we want to erase. We want to stop at 552. We do not want to erase starting at 552. 552 is NPC 1 Mage's Guild, and we want to be able to save those variables. Okay. So, that means we need to erase 365 through, so that's up to 913. So I'm going to copy and paste that. So, so 365 through 551. 551. And starting back up over here. So 551, I think we want to save all of these because these are going to be for the actual NPC progress. Because we don't want to reset those. All right, so then starting at 561. So let's do, basically take you starting at 561. We're going to have you go through. So minimap icons, those can be reset. Town progress, NPC 1. Okay, all right. So maybe I'm actually incorrect here. We have town progress, we have NPC progress starting here. Ooh. Crap. And then perk card selection. Okay. So maybe we do want to reset that, but we're not using it yet. So let's not reset it yet. Let's not reset it yet. So we want to reset through 620 is where we want to reset to. Up to 620. Wait. Yes, 620, but where are we starting? 551? 551. 552. Okay, so we're starting at 561. Okay, so 561 through 620. So 561 through 620, reset back to 0. Okay, and then at 620, we don't want to reset town progress or basically anything here, because this is all going to be NPC stuff. And then the perk card selection. Yeah, so 641 through 643. So we are going to keep that. So 641 through 643. Reset those. And then we don't want to reset 644 through 660. We also don't want to reset perk stat save. Yeah, so we don't want to reset any of that. We don't want to reset any of these. Amount of perks we don't want to reset. Hard hovering. I guess we can start back on 673. That was a loud one. 673. Start. And then we go through, let's see, Dex, card A. Okay, so we can reset all of that. Item slots. We don't want to reset item slots. We do not want to do that. Okay, so through 820. Through 820. Yeah, so item slots 1 through 15, we want to make sure we do not reset. Yeah, so copy that, paste that. So we're going to say 673 through 820 we can reset. Okay. Starting at 820. So we don't want to reset the item slots. Room decor. Okay, so we can start back up at 841. So 841, we can start resetting again. So room decor, we can reset, all of that stuff. Level up points, level up vitality add. Okay, so we don't want to reset any of this, I don't think. Sigil room in room X, maybe. We need to redo the whole level up scene anyway. Yeah, so level up points, level up vitality, sigil room room X, item spawn min, item spawn, monster spawn max, puzzle timer, random numbers, quests. Okay, so yeah, so 841, and then we're going to stop resetting at 913, probably, is the best spot to go, so 913. Yeah. Yeah, so reset 841 through 913. Okay, so don't reset the quest goals. Then we got room traps starting at 921. So yeah, so 921 through some puzzle pieces, layout section. Okay, so where? So you're starting at 920. What is 920? Oh. Well, okay then, yeah. So you can just start back up at 920. And we'll be good to go. Okay. So, as long as all that is correct now, which I hope. That is another thing probably at the end of the project as a whole. I will have to go through and make sure that we're not resetting variables that we should not be resetting. Yeah. Let's see, Lovelane says, I've never used Maker, so I'm lost. Why are the variables organized as this numbered list? Yeah, so the way the RPG Maker does variables, it is not great. So basically the way that it works is you have a variable selector, a variable manager, which is basically just a database of every single variable in the game. And the way that it works is instead of, so like I know that with normal programming in any language, basically, you would give your variable a name and then you would call that variable by name. So like say, for example, if I was wanting to, reference the player's level, you would say like var player level or something like that. And then you would be able to access you'd either be able to see what's in that variable, you'd be able to edit that variable, like whatever it is that you've got. But with RPG Maker, basically in all of the RPG Maker engines, is it does it off of IDs. And so instead of saying, like say for example, if again with the player level, if I were to say something like var, instead of saying player level, I would have to say something like this. I would say game variables dot value 8. And that would be then referencing game variable 8. Or I would say something like game variables dot set value of 8 to equal, like, I don't know, 7. So, or 8. So I would then be setting the player's level to be level 8. Yeah, it's so here's the thing. If you are learning variables in the very beginning, it is a great way to learn how variables work, how to interact with them. Absolutely love how RPG Maker does their variables for the very basic beginner introduction of this is a variable, this is how you reference a variable, this is how, like, great stuff. If you are trying to do anything more advanced than just here is the very basics of a variable, it is the worst thing in the world. It is absolutely terrible. So that is why you kind of have to reference them like that, is because instead of coming in here and saying like, oh, reset these variables, I then have to say, hey, reset variables 5 through 7, reset variables 18 through 20, reset variables 365 through 551, because they all work off of IDs instead of variable names. So yeah, so basically when you name the variable, it's a nickname for it. It's basically a placeholder for me to be like, this is what this is called. I could technically come in here and if I just said, hey, set the max variables to be equal to 5,000, it would then create 5,000 variables in a JSON file that would then just be there, even if they have no value to them at all. They would just be there, and they would just be thousands of just empty variables with no data in them at all. And yeah, that's the way that RPG Maker does variables. It is not very good. I'm not a fan of how that does variables, but it technically gets the job done. So, anyway. Hopefully that is a little bit little bit for you. I was getting interested to try it out, but oh my variables. Yeah, it's and here's the thing. The great thing about it is they do have a JavaScript field that you can do anything and everything that you would want. So like, say for example, like you could just do, you know, bar and player level, and you could actually work off of variables in here. Like you could just do everything through JavaScript and, you know, do it however you would like. You don't technically have to use everything built in. I actually, like, not to do a plug or anything like that. I mean, I guess I am. It's a shameless plug. But I have a video series that I'm making on my YouTube channel right now. I've only got 3 episodes up, but I'm basically teaching people how to replace every single one of these event commands in RPG Maker with JavaScript. So you can do more granular and more advanced things because you're using pure JavaScript instead of using the built-in eventing commands that they have built in. So you can do more stuff with it if you use the actual JavaScript section here. And with the newest version of RPG Maker MZ, it is a little bit more robust, because here's the thing with the JavaScript here, you can only have, like, you cannot resize this box, and if you go outside that box, you cannot go longer than that. That is as much JavaScript as you can have. As soon as you hit enter to start a new line, nothing, and it stops, and you have to then, so yeah, not great. But in the latest version, it does, like, you can have it be as much and as long as you would like, so it does help. If you were to use the newest version of RPG Maker Z. Anyway, yeah, so hopefully that answers and helps a little bit, hopefully. Let's see, WMK Universe says, hello, how's everyone been? Been doing great. How you doing, WMK Universe? Hopefully you've been well as well. Apparently says this guy is plugging his YouTube. Get him. No, please no. Let's see, state machine using variables 2124 through 7207. It just sounds funny. It kind of is funny. But on the bright side, for anyone who does use RPG Maker and is ever like, I don't know where to find all these different variables, like, because here's the thing. I have made sure that as I create variables, I'm sure you've noticed, I create them in section, right? And so, like, everything that is specifically related to one thing or another, I try to keep sectioned off so I can more easily find it. It's like, these are all, you know, room pick IDs, and it saves all these IDs sequentially. So I will know, oh, this is where these next things are. Or has explored room 1, 2, 3, 4, and like all the way through room 60. So it keeps all of that sequentially. And that's kind of how I do things. I try to keep things chunked, because before this version of the engine came out, so in 2015, you could not search these variables. You had to come in here and go through every single one and find the variable you are looking for. So if you were like, okay, where is the player's health stored again? You'd have to be like, all right, it's somewhere here. There we go, player HP. Or say, for example, if it was on variable, I don't know, 1200 or something like that, you'd have to come through here and just be like, all right, where is that thing again? But if you're using RPG Maker MV or MZ, you can do Control or Command F, and you can pull up a variable search box, and you can be like, I'm looking for player HP, and you can be like, find previous, and it's like, there you go, player HP and player HP max. So hopefully that'll be useful for some people. Yeah, the variables in RPG Maker, they're rough. They are very rough, I will say that. Let's see, Lauren1350 says, can it load an externally edited file? I don't think so. When you start the game, so like if I come over here and it's like, obviously this is just test play, but I believe when you start the game and it loads the game, everything in its like JSON and stuff like that, I believe is pulled. So like if I were to go in and edit things, so, you know, say for example, so let me just close that really quick. If I pull this up over here and I go over here to the data, this is where it stores everything. So if I come over here to like map 9, literally everything about map 9 is stored in this JSON file. So everything from like the events, like there's an event called loading, and this is everything about the loading event. I mean, we're talking, I mean, how friggin' long are some of these things? Yeah, show more. Oh my gosh, it's a lot. So here we go. The longest line is 167,000 characters long. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, so this is how it stores all the data, and I believe it basically, what it does is it pulls all of this data and it loads it into the project, and it never pulls again. It grabs all the data, every single one of these data JSON files, it pulls all of this, loads it in and into the game, and then that is it. And you cannot pull anything new. So you could technically have other information here that you could pull from, but you cannot edit that stuff in real time, if I remember correctly. I could be remembering incorrectly, but I believe that is how that works, is whatever's here in these data files when you start the game, when you load it or whatever you're doing, this data cannot be changed and have it then reflect in RPG Maker. Whatever is in here is what's in here. I think they may have updated that with RPG Maker MZ. I think it can load on the fly, but don't quote me on that. I do not remember if that's actually the case. But if I remember correct, I think with RPG Maker MZ, you can change the data files. And I believe if you were to like leave a map and then come back, it would then pull in that new data file, and it would then be able to, like, you know, if you made any changes while editing your game, or if you were to have, you know, changed data, if you're the player or something like that, it could technically pull that in, I believe. Maybe. Let's see. Oh, you were meaning if you have a script longer than the window. Maybe. Well, if you're talking about the actual, so if we come over here and we pull this up, if you're talking about this actual script window, I don't think so. I mean, there may be some way, and I don't know how, because I am by no means a JavaScript expert. If there was some way to pull in a JavaScript file, like reference JavaScript through JavaScript, you probably could. I am definitely no, I am no master or anything like that. I know the bare basics, and it gets me through the day. But yeah, if you were to be doing way more heavy JavaScript related stuff, I would recommend doing RPG Maker MZ. That is what I would recommend, just because they did lean a lot more heavily on, okay, what is that? They did lean a lot more heavily on JavaScript in RPG Maker MZ. It's like if you're coming here, it looks basically the exact same as MV, but if you come in here to script, larger box, which is great. Still not resizable, which kind of sucks. But if we were to come down here, there we go. Yeah, so you can have a lot more stuff here, and yeah. So, yeah, that's what I would recommend. If you are a JavaScript developer and you would like to be able to use RPG Maker to be able to streamline your game making stuff, but you want to be able to also use JavaScript, I would recommend MZ because it is a lot more fleshed out and thought out. But MV, it still gets the job done. I'm not sure either. It's a scripting language, so I'm not sure how much it is strictly JavaScript and how much is up to its interpreter. Yeah, and there is a lot of issues when it comes to the interpreters in RPG Maker. I have run into that a lot. And I'm sure people who are much more skilled in knowing not only the interpreter with RPG Maker, but also JavaScript itself, could probably make it do a lot more. But I don't know. I'm able to get it to do what I want it to do, and that's all I care about. So, let's see. WMK Universe says, I've been well. I'm actually recovering from surgery. Nothing crazy, but definitely a pain to deal with. That is not fun at all. I am so sorry. Hopefully, I'll keep my fingers crossed for you. Hopefully you recover quickly. Hypothetically, you should be able to load a file if you just invoke fetch. Your guess is as good as mine. Actually, your guess is probably better than mine, because I am by no means a programmer by any stretch of the imagination. There's a reason that I use RPG Maker to make my game, because I'm not. I know the very basics of JavaScript, and that is it. That is it. But I have fun with it, and that's what matters, right? All right, everybody, let's test this. So if we take Axel's Daggers of Damage, throws that into our hotbar, and if we come over here and we find variable 36, so we're gonna go into room 38. Let's get a rough idea of where we're at. So we are in room 25. I heard it's 20. Never mind. I'm not going to make that joke anymore. I was going to make a SpongeBob reference, but since I just destroyed it with my stroke, we're not even going to go there. All right, let's go through the portal, and everyone cross your fingers. Yes! There it is. It's showing. It's showing. Okay, and then if we were to, I don't know, take Nick's Hat of Divine Wisdom. Yeah! Oh! Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah. Because we did. Oh my gosh. I was so concerned there for a second. I was like, why the freak are we looking at the spellbook? Why are we seeing that? It's because I made it so that in between floors, you're able to pull up the spellbook so you can actually upgrade your spells, since in the demo, there will not be access to the town like you normally would in the full release of the game. So for now, it'll just pull up the spellbook, you'll do your thing, and then you'll hit save, and then you'll go to the next place. But wait, there's more. Call it the next 5 minutes, and if we come over here to room... What room are we in? So it's room 44, and we are in 45. All right. Sounds good to me. Let's sacrifice. Let's use more health. Go through the portal. Oh, wait, of course there's not going to be a second freaking picture here. I haven't made it do that thing yet. Of course. Of course, of course. But hey, we're off to a good start. We're off to a good start. Let's see, WMK Universe says, now you've given me an idea. Imagine fetch works, then I can have some sort of way where a deployed game can automatically check the updates and update itself. Ooh. That would be kind of cool. That would be a lot of fun. I like that. Okay, so basically we just need to take this if statement and we just need to duplicate it. Yeah, so if 645 is greater than or equal to 0, then show image layer 8. And we're going to say perk icon plus 645. Put it that. But we now need to actually have it move over. And I believe it moves over by 80 pixels. So let's open up a new calculator. I'm going to need this thing just to make sure. This first one obviously is going to be very easy, but yeah, so 320 plus 80 is 400. So let's go over to 400. Whoop. Go. And we just need to do that for all 9 spots. So if 646 There's gonna be a much more efficient way to do this. Here we go. Here we go. Never mind. Delete all that. So here's what we're gonna do. We're going to loop, create a loop. I'm gonna say control variables. We're gonna add 1 to where is random? Because we got random number 1. Yes. Let's just use random number 1. So yeah, so add 1 to random number 1. So we're gonna say if game variables dot 643 crap. All right, how do I do this again? $643 plus. Okay, yeah. That's what I was thinking. I just wanted to make sure. We're gonna say in these parentheses, we're gonna say if game variable is 643. Wait. All right, let me just grab this for reference. I don't know why I didn't do that in the first place. Because I, again, am not a JavaScript master by any means, but so if you do put these in double parentheses, we can say if 643 plus game variables dot value 911. So yeah, so if 643 plus 911, so that's 643 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, so 644, 645, 646 is greater than 0. Then we're gonna say wait. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't think we actually need the double parentheses. I don't think we need that. I think it's just this guy right here. Whoop. This guy right here. Yes, plus 911 is greater than 0. Then we're going to say game pictures show it as 6 plus game variables dot value of 911. It's plus 1 or plus X. And then show perk icon plus game variables dot value 644 plus game variables variables.value, oh my gosh, value 911, 643. Then we're going to show you at 320. That is not the case anymore. We're going to show you at 240 plus, and then in parentheses, we're going to say plus 80 times, game variables.value 911. That should be 80 times 1, 80 times 2, 80 times 3, so on and so forth, 641. Okay. I hope that's the case. Let's do this. Let's say we're going to set... Oh, and then we need to break this loop. For now. Eventually we'll have it loop more, but yeah, so break the loop after that one time. I'm just going to say control variables set, was it 640 something? Yes, per card selected, let's just set it to a random number between 1 and 3. Okay. Now, I hope. Let's see what happens. It should show, which it does. Fantastic. So, let's say, for example, if we were to say, after that, then we want to say conditional branch, if the variable 911 is equal to, greater than or equal to, so we've got greater than or equal to 9, then we break the loop. So then we can say set 644 per card selected 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Riveting content, I know. 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8. And last but not least, 9. Yep. Yeah, so set 644 through 652. 644 through 652 to equal 1 through 3. Cool. So that should technically give us a perk in every single slot now. Hey, look at that. There's a perk in every single slot now. Yeah. Oh, I love loops. I love loops. They're fantastic stuff. Oh. And I'm sure there's like a technical name for it, but like varied variables, like setting a variable based off of a number plus a variable. I love it. I love it. And I'm not necessarily saying like, oh, set X variable to equal 5 plus whatever this variable is. No, I'm saying set X variable to equal, anyway, yeah, it's, anyway, cool. So that's what it'll look like when you have all the perks unlocked. Happy day. All right. Let's see, Loveland says, haven't counted this high in a while. So high. Counted so high. Let's see, now you're giving me, oh wait, I already read that one. Glad that I can give you good ideas. Also, Lauren, I don't know if I said hello, but yes, hello. I'm glad you're here. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully you're doing well. Okay, yeah, so cool. So that's how that is. Absolutely fantastic, awesome. But let's say, for example, if you only had, a few perks, like the first 2, then it would only do the first 2. Wait a minute. Would it? I guess the first 3. Is it going to give me an error message? It's not. Okay. It shouldn't have, because it's the if statement would restrict it from actually trying to show the image that doesn't exist. Yeah. We should be good. Okay, cool. So, now if we were to come over here and we get rid of this. But let's come over here really quickly. We're just going to set random number 1 to be equal to 0. Okay. Go. We have no perks. Awesome. That is a lot of Axel's daggers of damage. Holy smokes. Speaking of Axel, Axel says, hey Moon Man, are you planning on getting Borderlands 4? I'm loving it so far. I probably will get it eventually. It's probably not going to be this year. I'm probably gonna wait until it goes on a decent sale, because I have way too many games that I need to play already, and so adding to my library a full-price game is very difficult for me to justify. One of these days, though, I would absolutely love, excuse me, I would absolutely love to play a Borderlands game one of these days, because I've never played a Borderlands game, and it seems like 4 is really good. Didn't 3 have like a lot of controversies, and then 2 was still decent? I'm currently playing Marvel Spider-Man 2 on PC. It's so good. That is another one that I need to play. I've heard so many good things about it, and I just need to actually get it and play it. Okay, so if we get Axel's Daggers of Damage, and then we go find room 15. All right, let's go down to room 15. Let's see if we can navigate our way through here. Gotta love when that happens. Gotta love it. All right, let's do our blood sacrifice, go through the portal, progress to the next level. There we go, we've got that guy. And then if we were to come in here and say, we want Griffin's Potion of Power. Fantastic stuff. Absolutely fantastic. 2 is objectively the best game story-wise. They cannot ever top Handsome Jack as a villain. Well, yeah, there we go. So it sounds like 2 is going to be the one that I need to actually play when I do eventually play a Borderlands game. It's gonna get there. We're gonna get there. One of these days. Okay. What do you mean? What do you mean my fire damage is at -1? What? Why? Oh! That's right. That's right. That's why. I was like, what is happening here? It's because of the ones that I picked. All damage +1, and then HP -4. And then I believe, did I have Griffin's Potion of Power? Yes, and then it was Pyro -1. Okay. Oh, I keep seeing that, and I'm like, what have I broken? I haven't broken anything. It's the thing doing the stuff, and yeah. Okay. We're good. We're good. 4, however, is my favorite in the franchise so far. I've heard it's really good, and it looks like a lot of fun. And honestly, for me, especially when it comes to like looter shooters, I probably wouldn't care much about the story. So I would actually probably start with 4, because I don't know. It's like with like Doom. I'm not playing Doom for the story. I know there are some people who would play Doom for the story. I'm not playing Doom for the story. I'm playing Doom so I can go in there and kill alien monsters in as gory of a way as possible and get a bunch of cool stuff. So I feel like it would probably be the same thing with Borderlands, where I'm just like, I probably wouldn't care about the story. I would just want to get a whole bunch of loot and kill a bunch of bad guys in as gory a fashion as possible. Nick says hello. Hello, Nick. Welcome. Glad you're here. How was your weekend? How's life going for you? So would you want to hard cap your stats at 0, or would negative values also be okay? I definitely do want a hard cap at 0. Yeah, I don't want people to be able to go into the negative, mostly because that would introduce some very weird things. Because here's the thing, it would be going based off of raw variable data alone. And so if I were to say, for example, take this Potion of Power, and if it were to increase my health but decrease my pyro damage by negative, it would decrease it by 1, so it would set it to -1. If I were to do pyro damage, it would start to heal the monsters using the pyro damage. So yeah, definitely don't want to do that. So we definitely are going to need to go in here and hard cap it at 0. So if you are already at 0, it can't go into the negatives. We are going to have to do that. Yeah. Honestly, there is so much about these cards that I need to fix and get working better. We'll get there. We will get there. My gosh, I am so sorry. My nose has been so itchy today. I don't know what's going on. Let's see. Fairly says, I know the story of 2, which I'm playing right now, but a lot of the dialogue is cringe, so I just turn it off and then read whatever happens after I beat it. Fair, fair. Nick says, I could have been longer, to be honest. That's usually how weekends go. Excuse me. Let's see, Axel says, I'm playing it right now, and it's great. One, if 3's biggest issue was they just shit out legendaries at you at like 5 at a time. Oh my gosh. This game made legendaries legendary again. Naturally, I've gotten 4 legendaries in 60 hours. They've made boss farming a lot easier too. That is not very many legendaries over the course of 60 hours. That is nice that it makes them legendary again. And there's a lot of content. Side quests go crazy in this game. I do like side content. Did you unburn out? Did I unburn out? Wait, what do you mean, Nick? Did who unburn out? WMK says, Spider-Man's like an after-work unwind game for me. I just turn my brain off and swing through the city and fight the villains. I'm somewhat aware of the lore, but that's not my main focus. That is fair. Yeah, in games like that, it is fun to just go around, beat up enemies, swing through the city. It is a good time. It is a good time. I like that. I farmed over 30 legendaries. Oh, okay, so you have a lot more than that. Just in the last 60 hours, you've only gotten 4. That makes a lot more sense. Makes way more sense. Okay. So I think at this point, this hotbar should be good. Is it now? Oh wait, there's one more thing. There's one more thing. We need to actually have it be, when you have an item in here, you need to be able to hover over it and have it show this right here. Yes, because I want people to be able to go back and see what they've got and what it's doing as they hover over it. Yes, let's do that. How are we gonna do that? So basically what we can do is, I believe we actually have all the graphics we would need. Come over here. Let's go to images, pictures. So in here, let's see, no, naturally, as in first try or just drops in the world. I had to farm for all my other legendaries, killing the same boss over and over. Oh, gotcha. Okay, so you're farming the other legendaries, but then you've naturally gotten on the first try the drops in the world. Okay, that makes a lot more sense then. I like it. Come over here to the perk stuff. So we got the cards, we've got the icons, we've got the perk box right here, which is great. And then we've got the perk tooltip arrow, which is just this right here that then shows over the items, things like that you are selecting. So, yeah. So as of right here, let's go see right here. You're hovering, you're gonna show the perk message box, and you're gonna show the perk tooltip arrow. Cool. So this is what we want, but what we also want is we need to add on to this. Yeah. Oh, you got an else handler, right? Okay. So this is then in a loop. Okay. Axel says, yeah, they gave us something called Moxie's Big Encore, where you spend like 20 grand to respawn the boss. It's so nice. I don't know how much 20 grand would be in the game, but I'm assuming that's not too much. Hopefully not. All right, so let's see. I think if I turn that down to there, okay, that should be good. It'll be 20,000. Thank you, Nick. I appreciate that. It's nothing. Oh, okay. So that's the thing. Is like in terms of the game, because like here's the thing. 20 grand. I'm like, I'd take 20 grand. 20 grand sounds awesome. But I also know in most games, 20 grand, if you play for any significant amount of time, 20 grand is gonna be like nothing. Like with GTA 5 Online, I remember seeing this was like stuff years ago, but it was like, you know, all these different like packs and things like that, and it was like, you know, and we'd give you like $100 million in cash, and I'm like, that is going to make the market just be nothing. Like you were going to have to spend so much cash for anything because it's just going to flood the market with just billions and billions of dollars, trillions of dollars. And it did. And so, you know, when it comes to the idea in GTA 5 Online, where it's just like, you hear $1 million and you're like, wow, but it's like nothing. It's basically nothing. So yeah, so hearing 20 grand in terms of a video game, I'm like, okay, but what does that mean? Like, is that something you get from like killing a monster? Or is that like an hour of grinding? Is that like a day of grinding? So it definitely helps though. Killing an early game boss nets you around 400,000. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah, so basically nothing. I play ARPGs and casually do 9Q damage often. Jeez. That is insane, Love Lane. I love it. That's beautiful. All right. So in this loop, we need to actually have this loop be at the very, very end. Easy enough. And that's 400 grand per kill. Jeez. That's even crazy. At that point, it's like at that point you just need to start thinking about like thousands of money, just looking at it as like just the last digit. So it's like or like the last three. So instead of being like, oh, this is 400 grand, so 400,000 dollars or whatever, I'll just be like, this is $400, and just knock out the grand and be like, yeah, that's 400. I feel like that's what rich people do with millions. They're like, oh yes, this was 20. And you're like, $20? And it's like, no, 20 million. You're like, what? At least that's what I would be if I ever talked to someone who talked in terms like that. That's actually probably the exact sound I would make. I would say, what? Oh, see, Nick says there's a sale on Don't Starve franchise up to 75%. Oh! 75% off is what I'm assuming. Now I gotta come in here and see what it's looking like. Don't Starve. Don't Starve together. $5.09. Ooh. That's not that bad. 66% off. It's pretty good. That's pretty good. I'm gonna have to look into that. Because that is decent. That is very decent. Thank you for letting me know that. Yeah, it is one that I've had on there for a while. There's like there's a hair I can feel on my face and I can't get it off. Let's see, Don't Starve Together is $5.09. Yeah, it's not a bad price. Let's see, Love Lane says, never tried Path of Exile, Moon. Since you like number variables, I think PoE would be great for you. Actually, I have. I don't think I have too many hours in Path of Exile 1, but yes, Path of Exile, the last time played was November of 2024, and I played it for 5.5 hours, so not much. But PoE 2 I have played for almost 52 hours. There's an update. Anyway, yeah, so I definitely have played a bit more of Path of Exile. Actually, fun fact for anyone who is newer to the channel, and by newer I mean hasn't been here for the past like 9 months. I used to play Path of Exile 2 on stream. It was a lot of fun. I feel like I need to get back into that because I did have a lot of fun with it. I feel like there would probably be a lot of people extremely frustrated with the way that I play, because I am not the kind of person who's going to go and look up, all the different metas, what's going to be the absolute best mid-max build, what can I do to get the most excuse me, most bang for my buck out of all these different things. I just play the game, and if I see something and I'm like, oh, this would probably work pretty well, then I do that. Yeah, so I know there would be a lot of people out there that would be like, oh my gosh, this guy sucks, but I had fun with it. I had a good time. So yeah, so maybe I'll do it on stream again. Let's see. If you dunk your head in water, the hair will be out. I think. Thank you, Nick. I appreciate that. I probably should do that. Something like that. Love Lane says PoE 1 numbers reach multi-million pretty quick. The number in PoE 2 is much smaller, so PoE 1 is better? Maybe. No. Nope. No. Not even close. I love PoE 2. And maybe it's because I didn't start playing Path of Exile 1 until, So, it was actually after they had announced PoE 2 that I was like, I've been meaning to play PoE 1 for a while. So I think that I started, like I installed it years ago, played it for like 20 minutes, and I was like, it's an okay Diablo clone. It's an okay Diablo ripoff. But yeah, and so I didn't play it for too much longer after that, and then PoE 2 was announced. Well, and then years passed, and then I tried playing it again, and I was like, I am so far behind where like everybody else is at, and I'm just like, I don't know if I can get into this. And then PoE 2 was announced, and I'm like, okay, I can definitely see myself getting into this on the ground floor. And so I pre-ordered it, and I played it day one, and I've loved it. And sometimes it's a little daunting to think about how crazy some of the metas are, but I'm like, I'm just not even gonna focus on it. I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm just gonna play my character, call it good. So, I don't know. It's fun. I do really enjoy it, especially because I loathe Diablo 3 and 4. I hate them so much. Diablo 2, that's like the only good one. Diablo 1 is great for what it is. It is it is abysmal to play. If you have not played Diablo 1 in a while, it hurts. It is rough. It's like going back and trying to play the original Warcraft. Love that game. Go back and play it now and you're like, it's not easy. Not easy. If you want big numbers, I recommend Cookie Clicker. That is a good one with huge numbers. Let's see, my grenade is sentient and wants you to swallow her so she can know what teeth feels like. Well, it sounds like congratulations are in order, Axel. Congratulations on your sentient grenade. That's the, Love Lane says, nonsense. We all start from scratch every 2 to 3 months in League in PoE 2. Or in PoE. Well, see, here's the thing. I never even got far enough to get to that point. I just, I don't know. I probably should give Path of Exile 1 a try. I don't know. I really like PoE 2, though. It is really good. I also like how I keep going back and forth between Path of Exile and PoE. Oh well. Okay, here we go. Let's do this. We got this. We got this. So, if we... I think we just copy this, then paste this here. We're going to say, slot 1. Actually, we'll call it slot 1. And then we come over to... Where would that be? This is an image, right? Pretty sure. You show image layer 1 perk screen. Okay. There we go. Perk screen. Fantastic. All right, let's open this up in Photoshop. Let's take a look and see what we got. This is the actual position of all of this stuff. So let's say, for example, if you are hovering in this box, so we'll say 288 and 612. So 288. And then we do not want to do any of this, because this is all for the positions of the image itself. So 612, 288, and then 612, and 352, 676. 352, 676. All this. 676. Okay. And we then want to say, we're checking all of this. Let's put this in parentheses, because then we want to say, and, because not only do you need to be hovering over that spot, we also want to say if game variables dot value, and was it 644 is greater than 0? I think it's 644. Let's check really quick. Variable 644. Oh, perk card selected 1. Beautiful. Yeah, so as long as you are in those X and Y coordinates, and if this is all that stuff. So yeah, so and if you are that, Let's put this in parentheses. I don't know if that necessarily has to be in parentheses, but I'm going to do it anyway because why not? All right, so we've got slot 1. We want to move image. Okay, so we don't want to move image 4. But we do want to show picture perk message box. And we want to show the perk tooltip arrow. But we don't want to show it like this. We want to say the height is going to be -100. So that'll flip it vertically. And then we want to show it somewhere right around here. Yeah. We've got the perk message box, so that is going to show. Where does that show? That shows at 640 by 514. So yeah, so 640 and 514. Right there. Simple enough. So that means we need to then show the perk tooltip arrow at. Let's flip this upside down. I want to show you how. What? What in tarnation? Okay. Move you 514. There we go. Now we take you and we move you up to there. There we go. That's better. I think if we do that, I guess we could do this. I think that'll look better. Yeah, let's do that one. Okay, so yeah, so let's figure out where center point is. Center point is so 8, so 4. There we go. You're gonna show right there. So we're gonna show you at 320, 590, 520. 320, 590. Whoa, dyslexia. Creeping back up. 320, 590, right? I just have to make sure. 320, 590. Okay, cool. Then card hovering equals 3. That is not the case, though. And I believe... Oh, let's see. Lovelane says new league next month for PoE 1. Ooh. Oh, it's like starting in October. I'd have to give it a shot. I'd have to give that a shot. Maybe. I don't even know if I were to start fresh. Here's the thing. Since I've played so little, I would probably not be able to do any of that stuff. I'd probably have to start now so I can be ready for the reset. Maybe. Okay. Okay, we don't need any of this, because this is if you are actually select. We don't need that. So just turn on the perk tooltip and then card hovering. Great. Yeah, that's not gonna work. So actually, maybe. So how would we... So this is basically the database of the perk cards. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. So if game variables 640 plus 673. So 640 blank plus 673. 673 is card hovering. card hovering would basically be... Well, yes, it'd be that would be equal to either 1, 2, or 3. Okay, so we don't want that. Card hovering equals 1, 2 equals 3. We don't want you to equal 3. So how are we going to tap into this? So 640 plus card hover. So if 640 plus 673. So what we want to do actually then, instead of saying change you to equal that, we want to say set card hovering to equal per card selected 1. Then you would be equal to whatever one you picked up previously. Yeah. I think. Oh, crap. Cancel. That's not... So, I just did card number 3. Card, slot 1 is going to equal that plus... You are going to equal whatever this is. Yeah, so set card hovering to equal per card selected. Okay. I think that should be good. Let's come in here. Let's take a look and see. All right. Oh, wait, what was that? What was that error? What just happened? Unexpected error. Unexpected... Syntax error, unexpected token. Okay. I think the problem is this guy right here. So we open the parenthesis. That's 1, 2, 1. 2, 1. 2, 1. 2, 1. 0. So I shouldn't have that. I think that's the problem. I think. There we go. All right, fix that. Now, let's come over here. We're going to say set. We want to set control variables. Set the perk selected to a random number between 1 and 4. Yes. Now, okay, there we go. So if we hover over this. Crap. Okay. All of that is working just fine. So why would that not? Oh, well, we should probably grab that and put that in there. That could be doing it. Oh, look at that! Look at that! It's not showing the correct thing, but it's showing a thing, so... Because that's the hat. But then this is... This potion of power is brewed by the late Griffin. That's not... Dang it. Okay, so that's... But we're getting close. We're getting close. And I think that's actually fine that it doesn't stay if you hover over it like that. Because, you know, it was the whole thing with this. But with these, I can just have you know, go across the bottom. Yeah, okay. So let's find out why that is showing. So, as of right now, the selected should be... So that's 6 something. Per card selected 1 is equal to 3. Now 3 is Nick's Hat of Divine Wisdom. What? It's Magical Scroll of Fairly. Okay. What is happening? So we are on 2. Yeah, I want to go into... Okay, there we go. So yeah, so the magical scroll of Fairly will make you nimble, but at the expense of your maximum health. Okay. But then, that's the scroll. But then this is, what was that? Okay, yeah, there's definitely something weird, because now it's acting like I'm hovering over this card. That would make sense. But it only does it sometimes. So else. This is in its else. Let's see, Nick says, don't starve together is becoming something of a roguelike. Oh. I kind of thought it already was. Or is it more of like a survival game? There's skill trees, but not for everyone. Oh, gotcha. But they'll get there eventually. That is kind of cool. I hate working on UI like what you're doing. It always has so many random issues. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Well, especially because, like, it's weird stuff with RPG Maker, too. That is already an issue in and of itself. But, yeah, I am not quite sure. It is very bizarre. I don't think it's necessarily an issue with this loop. Maybe it is. This whole thing here. What? Oh my gosh.
Benedict wants
Oh
Moonman
my
to do
gosh.
10 chest benders.
All right.
Axel _ Benedict wants
gosh,
Moonman
Axel.
to do 10 bicep curls.
Fair. All right, everybody.
Axel _ Benedict just redeemed Streak.
Oh, I do need to stand up and get some blood pumping. Oh. Everybody, ready to go with me? I hope so. Here we go. All right, here we go. Oh, let's do some curls. Ready for this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Woo. All right. And let's do some stretching. Oh. Give us your squeak, Moonman. No, I will not give the squeaks. I will give some stretches. Everybody ready for some good stretching? I'm not ready, but let's do it anyway. Let's go this way. And the other way. Oh. And backwards. Oh, some good stretches. Thank you, Axel. I appreciate it. Oh, let's see. Nick says the game is mainly roguelike, but since the skill tree, not including the spots needed for unlocking 4 characters, it became roguelite. Every 10 days played, you'd get 1 point, max of 15. Oh. All right, that's fair enough. I kind of like that mechanic. That sounds like fun. I need to get it so I can play it. Okay, whew, that winded me. Axel, thank you for that. Okay, so slot 1. So it shows the message box, shows the arrow, hard hovering. equals perk card selected 1. Okay. 644. Perk card selected 1. Okay, yes. But as far as I know, that should be correct. And then it shows on perk tooltip. Okay. Then we loop. Then we say, if you're within this XY, XY, and if 673, what is variable 673? 673, which is card hovering, is greater than 0. Then we say if card hovering is equal to 1, move picture equal to 2, equal to 3, else you're within those confines. A lot of confines. Break the loop. Okay. And then card hovering 0, perk tooltip off. Okay. So I don't think that's necessarily the issue. I mean, it kind of is. Kind of is. I could have a secondary... I could have a secondary event handling all of this stuff for the slots. Which I think I might do. Because it's not technically related to actually selecting your perk. It's just looking over your past perks. So yeah, so I think if I grab this, put that in there, and then I grab this, and then we say viewing old perks. There we go. And then we just say parallel process. Yes. So then if your mouse is within these confines, do that. Now, I still don't know if it's going to actually show... Yeah, so wisdom +1, geo -1. Okay. That seems to be showing correctly. I think it's the same thing here, though. There we go. Okay. Yes, so Griffin's Potion of Power. So this Potion of Power, brewed by the late Griffin, will keep you alive for longer. Potion of Power, brewed by the late Griffin, will keep you alive for longer. Okay, there we go. Fantastic. And then it shouldn't matter, even if I go up here quickly. Ah, oh, crap, it does. Okay. So it seems, though, like if I'm... So I can kind of bug it out? Kind of. Not really, but kind of. I don't think it's anything that anyone's gonna do. Okay, well that bugged that out. Why the crap? What happened? Okay, that was bizarre. You're equal to 2. What? What? Perk SD1, perk SD2, name 1, name 1.5, name 2, name 2.5. What the freak is happening here? Okay, so there's something weird going on. Okay. All right. This is if 640 plus 673 is equal to 640 plus 673. So if 640, which is this, plus 673, which is card hovering. So it'd either be 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so it'd either be you, or you. But over here, when you are hovering, set card hovering 673 to equal perk card selected 1. Okay. So then perk tooltip turn on. So why is that not working? That should 100% be working. See, Love Lane says, so I take it you can't do like breakpoint bug fixing in this engine? Not really. Not in some contexts you can, but unfortunately with this, not really. Kind of sucks. Makes diagnosing an absolute nightmare. But I mean, you know. So you just kind of have to go back and review what you've done, and fingers crossed you can figure it out. Axel says, I have so much money in Borderlands 4 that a death burns at 20 million. Oh, gosh. That's a lot of money to burn if you die. Good heavens. And it probably still feels like nothing to you. You're like, nah, 20 million. Whatever. Okay, so obviously, that is not actually updating. Oh. So if I hover over that, it then updates. But if I hover over this, it then does that. Which should not be the case. You should be updating this. You should be calling on this to update. Why? Also, I'm so sorry for that. I did not mean to hit the microphone on. Yeah, so variable 640 plus 673. Wait a minute. 673 is card hovering. So card hovering would be equal to whatever that value. So either 1, 2, 3, or 4. So let's say it's 4. So this would be 640 plus 4. That'd be 1, 2, 3, 4. Per card selected equals 1. So yeah, so per card selected 1. Then we're saying if that is equal to either 1, 2, 3, or 4. And then it should update all of this stuff. Oh, wait. Maybe. Then we're saying game actors.actor 76.setName. Set name to equal game variables.value 53 plus 1. It's like the American healthcare system, except even death can't save me. Barely says, why? Moonwood yells as he angrily punches his microphone. All viewers cower in fear. I'm so mad. I'm gonna punch something, like my microphone. Sorry, I can't I'm deaf. He punched his mic. I did. It was an accident. I was lifting up my hand to be like, what the crap? And then as I was putting it down, my ring hit the arm 2 times. So is it, I don't think it's necessarily the problem within here. Because if we're gonna come in here and say, flash the screen white, it should do it in any of these situations, right? These situations. It's not. These are. But that's not. Why? Okay, so we're not actually getting into these conditions. So if game variables at 640. Card hovering 673 should equal perk card selected 1. Perk card selected 1 is 644. $644 should be equal to 2, which is, I believe, what that one is. It's equal to 2. That one, per card selection 2, is also equal to 2. When I hover over you, you should be equal to 2, which should mean that over here, it should say 640 plus 673, which is per card selected, equals 2. So it should update to this. That's literally all that it's doing over here. Is it says set card hovering to equal 1. Equal 2. Equal 3. So then over here, card hovering 673. Let's check 673. Let's see what happens. So if we come over here and we say hover over that, 673 should equal whatever that is. 644 is equal to 3. So 673 should be equal to 3, which it is. So how and why are you not updating that? Because you are equal to 3. Card hovering is equal to 3. Which means you should come in here. There's no other conditions. Parallel process. Change name. So it should change all of these anyway. Bradley says, by the way, Moonwood, you haven't hit your quota of talking about pirate software yet. I do need to, get on that, don't I? I don't talk about pirate software that much. I've only talked about him for the past 6 years. Is that how long he worked at Blizzard? I was trying to make a reference, and now I can't remember how many years it was that he worked at Blizzard. I don't know what to say about him. Has everyone seen that he's doing a game jam in a couple months? And I think, the last time I checked, I think there were 12 people that have signed up for it. Good times. Good times there. I'm sure it's going to get a lot more as it gets closer. But it did kind of crack me up when I saw that. I was like, oh my gosh, what? 12 people signed up for it. And again, there will be a lot more, but it just kind of does make me laugh. Let's see here. I've not heard these conversations. we just, we just chat about him. In ways, sometimes. Let's see, the mic looks very punchable. It kind of is. It kind of is very punchable. Michael Phone doesn't deserve that kind of physical abuse. Oh, Michael Phone. You making fun of my speech impediment? Good old bread, Mosta. Good old bread. Speaking of bread. Bread. We need the drama. We do need drama. We need more drama. We need more. I feel like the dead horse has been beaten too many times. First, second generation. Yeah, first, second generation right here. You would never believe. You would never believe. He's the first, second generation worker at Blizzard. Spill the tea. Jack's game jam looks cool. Jack who? Jacksepticeye? That's the only Jack I can think of. Or Jack Black. Jack Black doing a game jam. I would join that one. That would be fun. The float bread. Yeah! The good old float bread. Actually, now I wonder. Pirate software game jam. Okay, there's a couple more people. That's, I mean, it is still not until January. But There are 44 people that have joined. It's almost like people don't want to join. Like, actual game devs don't want to join. Who knows? I'm sure once it gets closer, because here's the thing. That is still like 4 months out, right? Just under 4 months. So it's probably going to be more eventually. It's still just, I'm like, how do you have millions of subscribers and you only got 44 people so far that want to join? I'm sure he's talked about it. Probably. I would assume so anyway. Let's see. I'm posting a GIF of what I worked on during the last 30 minutes of the stream. Ooh, I'm excited to see it. Say what you want about Thor. He always said he was never wrong. That's true. You can say whatever you want about him, and it will never be wrong. He will never be wrong. You may be, but he won't be. I'd try out a game jam if I could work on something with less than a 6-year-old development time. Yeah, I mean that is the good thing about game jam. Sometimes is, you know, it can be a lot of fun to be able to like step away from a project you're working on too and be able to work on something smaller, a little bit. I don't know, just kind of get you out of your own little bubble. It can be a lot of fun. I will say that. I would highly recommend it. It sucks though if you're a perfectionist, because sometimes those things are way too short. But it's a really great way to pull you out of your creative or your perfectionist comfort zone. So maybe it could be a good thing if you are a perfectionist. Okay, now what the freak is going on here? Why are you not allowing the update? Like you're fine, and then we got you, and Maybe here's the problem. You set card hovering, and then perk tooltip, turn on. Card 3. Okay, card hovering, move picture. Card hovering, perk tooltip, turn off. Would that be the case? Is perk tooltip just being turned off constantly? Maybe you have to be in here. The 141. Is 141 being turned off? That might actually be the case. So switch 141 is on. Okay, so that's not the case. Because like this doesn't even need a switch though. So it's not like if I were to have a switch on or off, it shouldn't matter. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It's working with the cards though. That's why I'm so confused. Because this is obviously working, because it's showing these images and then saying card hovering 673 equals 1, or equals this right here, 644. And so 673 should be equal to that. Come down here to 673. You are equal to 2. Okay. All right. You're equal to 1. Okay. All right. Let's see. Mosa says, in my point of view, game jams are the best way to make games with unique mechanics that can be extended into a full release. That is a really great point. I mean, that's how I ended up with Plunge into the Dungeon. I mean, I don't think I would have ever made a game like that. And I don't know. Seems to be doing well enough for a free game that I spent a couple days making. And it probably will eventually get a full Steam release one of these days when I've got time. But yeah. Axel says, I love my new shotgun. It shoots out rainbows with a black hole launcher under barrel. What? That sounds like a good time. Sounds like a great time. Mosa says, see? Live example. Exactly. Yeah. And Plunge in the Dungeon. It's, I was not expecting it to get any, I don't know, anything, but it seems to be doing pretty well. Wasn't Plungin covered by the official itch page? It was, yeah. Yeah, covered by the official itch page. They did play it, uploaded a video to their YouTube channel. I don't think it got too many more views from the initial. Let's see. I come over here and I search for itch.io. Freak is happening over here. Yeah, there we go. Itch.io. Then we go to Vigias. Ah, there we go. Plunge in the Dungeon. Hey, look at that. Got a whole almost 700 views. Which is kind of sad compared to everything else, because it's like freaking, 2K, almost 3K, 2.5. I guess they only got also 800 views. Yeah, 1.3K, 2.9K, 776. Okay, yeah, so it seems like... Wait a minute, I'm like... Okay, never mind. I was noticing a pattern, because it was like, 3,500, 1,300, under 1,000. 3,900, 3,100, under 1,000. 2,900, 1,300, under 1,000. 2,600, 2,700, 1.9, and then under 1,000. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Could be anything, I suppose. Could be anything. I have posted the GIF on the server. Oh, I'm gonna have to go take a look. Don't compare. Views do not equal good. That is fair. And see, and here's the thing. Here's the thing too. And obviously, yes, 100% do not want to compare my stuff. But yeah, so if I come over here to, and I know this is also comparing, but this is a comparison that makes me happy. So, I go for it. Because here's the thing. So I made it for the Inbound Shovel Game Jam. And if I come over here to submissions, oh my gosh, I've moved down so much. So for the past few weeks, my game has been like top 2 to 3. But considering that I did not win anything, like I didn't place anything on like the actual judging. In fact, my game got 46th place. But it has been top 10. So yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8th. It's currently the 8th top played right now. But yeah, so it's been hovering around like the top 2 to 3 for the past few weeks, and it's definitely gone down since. But I'm like, you know what? I'm happy with that. It's it's been top 10 like most popular played games from the jam, which had 1,100 entries. So I'm like, hey, I'll take it. I will take it. Yeah, I don't know. It's also been it's been gotten a decent amount of attention, so I've been happy with that. I got my actual first ever itch payment. Had a Good Samaritan support the game, so that was awesome. Got a little bit of money from that, so yeah, can't complain. Cannot complain. Anyway, so yes, so game jams, absolutely fantastic. It is a great way to pull yourself out of your comfort zone and work on things that maybe you wouldn't have normally done. Let's see, you're great, Moonwood. Most, I appreciate that. Thank you. Let's see, wait, you were in the Shovel Jam? I was. Actually, I had Shovel actually played my game on one of his streams. It was a lot of fun. Fairly says, now if the game was called Plunge into the Survival Horror Anime Gotcha Large Chest Lady, you would get 1 billion views. I should do that. I should make a clickbait game. Oh, I need to host a game jam specifically for clickbait games, like clickbait title games. I should do that. Nobody take my idea. Nobody take it. The clickbait jam. Let's see, Amos says, I was also in it, but I failed to make a game within the time limit. And that is, I will say, one of the most difficult things about a game jam. Because here's the thing. Some game jams... What?
Axel_Benedict says, make it a click a game too.
That is also a really great way to top those charts. Yeah, trying to get it within the time frame, I will say, is probably one of the most difficult things to do. Because here's the thing, even on the jams where they're like a month long or more, I almost find it more difficult because you want to you just want to keep adding more and more and more. And so like there's not really ever a good balance, because it's a long jam, and so you're like, I want to add so much more, and then you never actually get it done. Or it's a super short jam, and you're like, I need to get at least the bare minimum in here. So yeah, it's rough either way. But yeah, I totally feel you. I totally feel you. I'm still very upset my music wasn't even considered for a win. That is very upsetting that it wasn't even close to being considered for a win. I'm just like, come on, guys. Music for Lemonade on Main Street, beautiful, absolutely perfect. I still listen to it even today. Game jams are really just marketing for the host, so you totally should. That's a good point. That is a really good point. Maybe I should do that. I'm gonna look into that. I want to see what kind of what goes into actually making a game jam. Fairly, you would know what goes into making a game jam. Is it difficult, or should I actually try a game where you fish for clicks using clickbait titles? Ooh, that would be fun. You gotta hold on to that one, Nick. Make a game where you fish for clicks using clickbait title. I'd play it. I'd play it. Okay, So what the freak is going on here? I don't get it. I just make a little banner in like 20 minutes, then making the page is the same as making a game page, basically. Fair. Then you set a start and end date, and then click go. That's actually not too bad. I think I might actually do that. That sounds like a lot of fun. I may be doing this. Okay. I don't know what's going on here. It's obviously doing these things. And so it should be calling on these things. But it's not. And that's the confusing part. I just don't get it. Let's see. Lovelane says, always say you'll play every entry, but then just play the first 100. That does happen to a lot of game jam, which, like, to be fair, if you get a ton of entries, because like here's the thing, like with the shovel game jam, you know, he got like over 1,100 entries, and to be fair, you can't really play. I mean, you could, but it would be so much time to play 1,100 games. Like, it's like, I get it, but yeah, there are some game jams that I have joined where they've been like, oh yeah, you know, I'll play your game and like it's gonna be great, and they got maybe like 20 entries.
Temestine says, a man owned a store called this and that and hired another man to make a sign for it. When it was finished, the owner inspected the work. He discovered that the spaces were wrong, so he said, the space between this and that is different. Please fix it.
This and that. The space between this and that is always gold from you, Nick. Always gold. Anyway, yeah. So there are a handful out there that have been like, we'll play all the games, and then there's maybe like 20 entries, and they play like the top 5, and you're like, okay. That's why you get like one judge for 50 games. Oh, could do that as well. I don't know. I'll have to see. I'll have to see. It's I can't imagine that I would get too many entries. But who knows? Maybe like the theme alone would be enough to make it exciting. Who knows? Who knows? I can't imagine someone with like under 2,000 subscribers on YouTube saying, I'll play your game on my live stream. Someone would be like, oh, I gotta do it. I gotta do it. I don't know. Maybe. Okay. Why? It's literally doing the exact same thing that this guy is doing right here. The exact same. It's saying set card hovering to equal 1. Turn on perk tooltip. This is if you're hovering over it. Yeah. So equal 1, equal 2, equal 3. Card hovering then equals 0. But we already know that card hovering is equaling a thing. Okay, so what if we just turn you off? Will you all of a sudden start working? If you do, so help me. So help me. Okay, so something in here is messing with. Okay, so okay. So we need to have it in here. Yeah, we have to have it in the same thing. I don't know why. I don't know why, but we do. Let's grab you. Come over here. Card 1, card 2, card 3. In the else handler, let's throw you in there. You're going to be an else. Grab the loop, put it in the else. Okay, so that is showing correctly. That is not. So that's still having issues. But is it wisdom +1 and geo -1? No. So it wasn't even showing the correct things. That's wisdom +1, geo -1. Wisdom +1, geo -1. Because you're showing the hat. What? Oh, okay. All right. All right. Okay. All right. Everything's fine. Everything's all right. We can just. You're equal to 2. Okay. All right. Let's see. My next stream should just be me watching an entire stream of yours. Amazing content. You should do it. I will allow you. I will allow it. The days of non-content content. What?
Axel_Benedict says, Buffalo, 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 buffalo is a grammatically correct sentence.
I don't buy it. I don't know much about grammar, but I don't buy it. I don't think it is. You're lying to me, Axel. You're lying. Fairly Obscure is at 29 subs. Wow. What? Pretty good. That's pretty good. You should add a Subway Surfers video, Fairly. It'll attract more people. Unknown Artist is back. I kind of love without saying anything. Well, welcome back. I just assumed you hated me. But I'm glad you're back. Welcome back. English exit. It is. I don't know, Nick. I don't know if I can believe you. Let me make it 30 subs. 30 subs! Not bad. Not bad at all. Well done, Unknown Artist. Well done. Oh, this is gonna be the death of me. I did not think this was gonna be this long. Like, it was literally just supposed to be show this thing based off of this. So...
What purpose do you have in bringing this heretic to the court of Baal? Speak, or death will be your final word.
I don't know. Wait, what do we got here? We got a YouTube link. Here, it's also in Discord. I don't want you to prove that you're right and I'm wrong. I refuse to watch it. I refuse to watch it. Speaking of Discord, though, I just remembered. I gotta go check Discord. Come over here. Oh my gosh, I have so many messages I need to catch up on. I am so sorry to anybody who has messaged me and I have not responded to yet. I'm gonna get there. I promise. It's gonna happen. This week has not been good. It has not been a good week. But it's gonna be all right. Okay. So it's not there. Greater corner? Is that what we're looking for? Yes. Okay, all right. Okay, what do we got? What do we got here? Yes, we got Borderlands 4. I completely missed that a few days ago. Axel, I am so sorry. I am so sorry. I'm gonna watch it. Okay, so Fairly. Wait, this was yesterday? Oh my gosh, Fairly, I am so sorry. But I like it though. Very spooky looking. I love it. Not gonna lie, I kind of thought this was like a balloon animal for a second. Like the background thing here. I don't know why. That was like my first thought when I saw it. My gosh, I am so far behind on everything. I am so sorry. We got the better version here. Ooh. Ooh. I like that. That is really nice. I like it. And Axel, I'm gonna need to go watch this. Memories of a Memory? Wait, have I already listened to this one? I feel like I probably have. I'm gonna have to go look at that. Watch that. I feel like I must have. Have I not? Hold up. I have not! Wait, when did you upload this? 13 hours ago. Actually, you can't do this to me. You can't do this to me, Axel. I'm gonna listen to it on Monday. That is my, that one, okay, that one's today. Okay, alright. I was like, did I miss one? But yes, that was today's. I'm going to be watching it as per my usual Monday thing, where I get to listen to a new Axel music. Listen to a new Axel music? Sure. On
Unknown
Monday.
Artist says, Moon Man Games Wood Man Games Woods Man Man's Woods. I know that you use DaVinci Resolve for editing, but do you know of any other editing softwares that are free? I tried DaVinci, but it won't launch for some reason.
Oh, well, that's not good. As far as free, not really. I mean, there's free, and then there's free. But no, as far as free versions, that's the only one that I'm aware of. One that's not gonna be like just absolute crap. So here's the thing, there's a lot of free ones out there, but they either have tons of features locked behind a paywall, or they're like extremely bare bones, or they're just riddled with ads. Yeah, so there are some out there, but I am not super familiar with them, so I don't think I could confidently say one way or another what would be the best when it comes to free. I just know that out of the ones that I had seen in my adventures trying to find a good free video editing program, I ran into a lot of just like, yeah, garbage stuff. Let's see here. Well, I remember my message to you on private chat. Maybe? I'm going to be going through my messages, so if I haven't responded, it is going to happen one of these days, soon. The name is a reference to the fact that it's the 21st night of September. Oh. All right. That is fair. That's fair. Let's see. Remember to remember the memory of remembering the 21st night of September. CapCut is probably the best thing for free. I haven't ever used CapCut, but I've heard good things about it. I will try DaVinci more. I still have not checked if it was a flat pack version. That's possible. Yeah, I don't know. If you can get DaVinci Resolve to work, it does. It is a very good piece of software, I will say. Okay. DaVinci is the best editing software I have used. Yeah, it is really good. I mean, and this is coming from someone who used like Premiere Pro for years. Like I use Premiere Pro, and anytime I try to use anything else, I'm just like, I can't, but I'm like, I also can't justify spending the amount of money that it costs to have Premiere Pro. It's just ridiculously expensive. And so yeah, so DaVinci Resolve is the best one that I've been able to find that is very closely similar to DaVinci Resolve, or to Premiere Pro, and then also being like also super powerful and just, yeah, really great stuff. No one remembers Sony Vegas Pro. I never use it. I have the Microsoft Video Editor. Ooh, that's a classic. That is a classic right there. Okay, what crap is going on? So set 673 card hovering to equal perk card selected 1. Which it does. So if I cut this, and it's gone. That's just gone. That is out of there. It's going to get rid of the whole, you know, hovering over this and letting it stay. Oh, okay, so it doesn't. So is it this whole thing that's causing issues then? I'm trying to remember even what was going on with the... So if I just grab that and then come over here and then in this else put that. Okay, yeah, so that's the whole, you know, being able to stay in that thing, right? Yeah, because that's what was going on before, is that like the card would move down into the section, then jump up. Yeah, so that was the problem before. So that does seem to be causing the issues. Okay, so it's a problem with that one then. So what is going on in here that would be causing those issues? I don't know. I do not know. I used to use Vegas, and boy, that thing loves to crash. Good old Sony charm. About the color changing die? Wait, what about the color changing die? Like if I've added it? Or something else? Oh, the private message from you. I know that I responded once, and I don't think I responded again. So yeah, I probably am sitting on responding to a message. So I will be doing that eventually. I will be responding. I promise. It's gonna happen. Okay, so something in here is causing this stuff to not do the thing. But what is this thing that it's not doing? I don't think it has anything to do with this. I think it has something to do with this. So if... So if 1 is in there, and if 1, 2 is in there, or 1 and 2 is in there, and 1 and 2 is there, or... Okay, that's just the X and Y of that. Oh my goodness!
Welcome Tin Bears and your 45 amazing audience members.
Tin Bears, thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate that. Welcome, everyone. Glad you're here. How'd your stream go? Hopefully it went well for you. Did you get some fun stuff done? Hopefully you did. Yeah, it's, I'm so sorry. I am so out of it. Yes, welcome. Glad you're here. I am... Oof. I've been stuck on a bug now for the past couple hours, and it is just... eating my brain away, so I am so sorry. But yeah, welcome. I'm glad you're all here. I am so sorry that you're in here while I'm having this bug. But yeah, some very weird stuff going on here, unfortunately. Trying to work through, trying to get to the bottom of it, and maybe one of these days we will get to the bottom of it. Not quite sure what's going on though. Anyway, yeah, so let me just get this all put back into place, and we'll kind of give you a quick tour around and just kind of show you the game. Let's see, Tin Bear says, played some Factorio with friends. Nice break from game dev. How are things going here? That sounds like a lot of fun. I think it was just last week. We did some Darkest... What was it called? What did we play last week? I don't remember. Or maybe it was the week before. took a week off. Had some stuff going on in my life, and took a week off, and now I'm all sorts of out of whack. Anyway, yeah, but things here are going great. So so for anyone new here, first of all, welcome. Glad you're here. Yeah, we're making a dungeon crawling roguelike RPG. Yeah, so right now, basically, as you go from floor to floor, you'll be able to pick a perk card, which has a buff and a debuff that'll add to your character. So, like, you know, losing or gaining a certain stat, while also either losing or gaining, I don't know, like certain attack skills and stuff like that. So as of right now, what we're trying to get done is having you be able to pick the perk card, and then it'll put it down here in a toolbar down here, so you can have up to 9 perks at a time. And then right now, what we're trying to get done is, so when you hover over it, it'll actually show what it's doing. And we're having issues because if you hover over, okay, now it's working for some reason. Hold up. If the raid fix this, I'll be very happy. So if we hover over this, okay, so wisdom plus 0, geo minus 1. Okay, so what if we hover over that and then come back down over here? Okay, I don't know what is happening. This is a potion brewed by the late Griffin. Will keep you alive for longer. Okay, there are some bugs there. That's definitely a weird bug. That's for sure. Yes, there's still bugs going on, but it's actually closer than it was before. That's exciting. Anyway, let's see. MS25 says, it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you. Can you get rare, epic, and unique and legendary cards? Legendary give no debuff. As of right now, no, but I actually really like that idea. So as of right now, basically the idea is we would have, there's probably going to be roughly 100-ish perk cards. Some of them will be better than others, and so as you progress further and further in the game, you will then be presented opportunities to get the more rare ones. So I guess technically you could have the more unique, like the more legendary ones that will not have a debuff. Yeah, the other thing that I'm kind of thinking about doing, and this was after we played, I cannot remember the name of the game for some reason. Oh my gosh, what is that game called? Hold up, give me 2 seconds. It is called Slay the Spire. We were playing Slay the Spire last week, or the week before, and got a couple good ideas from that game. Anyways, yeah, so in Slay the Spire, if you've ever played it before, it kind of has the same feature where it's like you have different, they're not perk cards, they are relics that you can collect as you go deeper and deeper. And basically these relics, they have some kind of buff and debuff going on with them. But then along with that, with the cards, you are able to upgrade your cards, and so that they can do either more powerful things or like whatever. So kind of the idea that I was thinking was, if you got a duplicate ever, if you were to then select, like say for example, if I had already picked one of these potions and I am presented with picking another one, if I were to select this one, it would then cancel out the debuff that it has, so it's only adding 5 to my health instead of also negatively impacting that. So anyways, yeah, so kind of the idea is, yeah, to be able to have it so you would pick your cards in the very beginning, but then as you progress, if you are ever able to pick one of the same, it would then just negate the debuff. But anyway, so yeah, so as of right now, so if you pick one, it'll add it to your toolbar. Okay, that is slightly broken as of right now, but that is neither here nor there. So yeah, so general idea is, so this game, it's called the Tomb of Vercilias. And yeah, so basically you are a dungeon crawling, you are not a dungeon. The game is a dungeon crawling roguelike RPG, and you are a bounty hunting adventurer. So general idea is the King's Mage, once well respected throughout the kingdom, started researching dark magic. The king was not a fan of that, and so he ordered his men to go and get him. Vercilias, not a fan of the potentially being not kidnapped, but being taken by the king. Who knows what his fate would be. Put a curse on his wizard's tower, making it shift and change so that people could never be able to get through this new labyrinth of corridors and rooms. But the general idea, because so basically it'll be randomly generated every single time, so it's a new layout every time. But yeah, so he put a curse on it so that it's always shifting and changing, and to be able to keep people out. But people have never seen him come back out, so everyone assumes that he probably trapped himself in there, not intentionally, but like accidentally trapped himself in there. And yeah, so basically the king is not satisfied with the idea that he is maybe he's dead, maybe he's not. So the king has put out a bounty on Vercilius' head, and yeah, it's just like basically bring him back, dead or alive, and you will get a large sum of money, and you'll be set for life. So yeah, so you are an adventurer going in, and so general idea is there will be a hub, a town. You'll be able to talk to NPCs, you'll be able to buy and sell items, get quests, all that fun stuff. And then when you go into the tomb, you'll come in here, you'll select your perk card. That is a lot of daggers. That should not be that way, but you'll come in here, you'll enter the tomb, and it will randomly generate every single time. And then general idea is you'll just be going through, exploring each floor, collecting items, fighting monsters, and then the kind of hook for the game is a couple things. First and foremost is the D20s. So the D20s are basically just like magical runes. They'll be collecting as you go throughout the tomb, and then as you collect them, you can either add them to your inventory, or you can also merge them together to make stronger magical runes. So you've got Pyro, Geo, Hydro, and Necro. So these are the 4 different elements that are in this game. And so, yes, you'll be able to merge, 2 1s, make a 2, 2 2s, make a 3, so on and so forth. And you just do that until you eventually get, max out at D20s. And yeah, so then the idea is the magical runes you'll be able to put into a spell book, and that will be able to upgrade your different spells. So I can actually come back over here. So if we come over to the Mages Guild and we open up the spell book, in here you'll be able to upgrade your spells, like I was saying. So yeah, so if you merge them together, 2 1s make a 2, 2 2s make a 3. So my fire spell, my pyro spell will be doing 3 damage each time that it is cast. Anyway, so then if we come back over here and we come back into the tomb, one of the other hooks for the game also is the combat. So the combat is based off of blackjack. Let me go find a monster really quick. There's also little traps throughout. You'll play little mini games. You disable the traps. Come on, where's a monster? Well, there we go. Yeah, so basically, so when you enter combat, you'll play blackjack against the monsters. And yeah, so basic combat is extremely basic blackjack. So if you're familiar with blackjack, general idea is you're trying to draw as close to 21 as possible without going over. The kind of twist on it with this is when you're fighting the general monsters, the monsters will draw 2 cards, both face up, and this is basically determining their armor class or their attack power. So he's got a armor class or attack power of 19, so I need to draw at least a 19 without going over 21. So I've only got a 15, so I can't attack. So let's see if I draw one more. I've got an 18, still not quite enough, so let's draw one more, and fingers crossed it's gonna be like a 2. Nope. So I busted. He does damage to me. We draw again. We've both got a 13, so if I attack with a 13, he's got a 13. We will then tie, and so with that, you'll then be able to roll a d20, and we'll see. I think it's going to land on evens, so roll the dice. Let's see what happens. All right, there we go. Evens. So I win. I get to attack. And yes, that's the general idea for the combat in the game. I've got a 17, so I'll attack. There we go. And then when it comes to, so each floor will have a mini boss on it. The mini bosses are a bit more like actual blackjack. So, without, I'm sure we could go find one. Yeah, so general idea is you'll play actual blackjack against the mini bosses. So yeah, so if you're familiar with blackjack, you'll draw 2 cards, they draw 2 cards. You'll only see their top card, the other card is face down, and then you try and draw as high as you possibly can.
Chemist Nick.
Thank you for the refollow, Nick. I appreciate that. Yeah, and then you'll just kind of go until you win or lose, and yeah. So that's what we got so far. That is what we're working on. Right now we're trying to work on a vertical slice to be able to make a playable demo to get up on Steam. So as of right now, we do have a Steam page. Let me pull this up really quick. Tomb of... If you go to Steam, you'll be able to, if you would like, wishlist Tomb of Vercilias. It is on here right now. It's a little bare bones. I need to update some of the screenshots and upload the actual trailer that we've got. But yeah, so hoping to have, the plan was to have the playable demo done by the end of this month. That is not going to happen, unfortunately. So hopefully next month. Fingers crossed. Yeah, so soon there will be a playable demo on here, and yeah, you'll be able to play the demo. Hopefully it'll be fun. I guess if not, we're going to have to restructure everything. And yeah, that's what we got so far. Let's see here. Well, I'm going to go. I hope the rest of your stream goes well. Unknown Artist, I appreciate you being here. Yeah. Axel says, hey Ma, check it. I'm a dungeon crawling roguelike. Took all this time, but you finally made it. It's a sequel to Lemonade on Main Street. That's true. It is the sequel that no one knew was going to happen. Tin Bear says, I know I already said that before, but I love the art. Thank you, Tin Bears. I appreciate that. Let's see. Right, because the Lemonade MC got power hungry and made Lemonade so good Magic came to the world. Something like that. Dead Max Walking, welcome. Glad you're here. Welcome. Vercilias trapped the Lemonade maker with him. Just get in there. And you're just like, Vercilias, I've come for you. And they're like, would you like a large limeade? Bradley says, you can't convince me that guy knows blackjack. He doesn't. Not even slightly. Lemonade was the dark arts the king didn't like. Moonwood or the golem? Yes, both. But also the golem. Nick says, at Moonwood Games, try not to bust. How many wish lists? We're just gonna answer that question instead of the trying not to bust, because that's gonna happen anyway. Let's see, how many wish lists? That is a great question. View dashboard. It's actually been a little bit since I've checked. Let me check really quick. Now I'm interested. I mean, of course, I'm interested to know, but okay, let's see. It's over here. Content. View sales and action activity. Whatever. Hey, all right. It's not the best, but it's not the worst either. We are currently at 57 wish lists, so it's not too bad. Not too bad. I'm all right with that. I am all right with that. But yeah, so anyway, if that seems like something you'd be interested in, I would absolutely love a wish list. Let's see. I did some minor advertisement. Oh, Axel, you didn't have to do that, but I appreciate that. Thank you. Dead Max Walking says, Lurk, working on the webcomic. No worries. I appreciate you being here. I know 2 of my best friends wishlisted. Well, thank you, Axel. Yeah, thank you. I was gonna say, I just need to, yeah, only 6,943 away from the front page. Yeah, so anyway, so if all of you could share the game with 1,362 of your friends, that'd be great. I would be very grateful. So get on that. Yeah, everyone that has wishlisted it or chat with everybody about the game, I appreciate that. So thank you. Anyway, yeah, so if that seems like something you'd be interested in seeing progress, then make sure to give a follow, and if not, that's totally fine. No worries at all. Alright, so going back over here to level select to spellbook. I am so confused with this thing. So confused. Nick says, I haven't met that many, as in talked to. I don't think I've talked to that many people either. At least not like anything more. Like, obviously, if you were just be like, you know, the kind of people that you've said hi to. Yeah, I highly doubt that I have actually, like, talked to that many people in my life. Oh, well. So all of this is working correctly. And if we come down here... Okay, so it's definitely doing weird things. But is it the end of the world? I mean, kinda. Yeah. So all damage... Yeah, because that's showing the incorrect thing. Okay. And then that's saying the magical scroll. Yeah. I don't know. I have no idea what the freak is going on with this thing. Yeah, wisdom. Oh, that's right. That's right. So it's showing like the description from one of these. From card 3, I think. So yeah, so you would be Axel's Daggers of Damage. +1 to all damage, then -4 to HP. Okay. Yeah, so it's for some reason just showing the third perk card's thing. And I don't know why. This is the most bizarre thing in the world. I do not know. Oh, let's see. Tin Bear says, I need to head to bed. The progress is awesome. I'll be lurking, and best of luck with bugs. Thank you, Tin Bears. I appreciate that. Yeah, no worries at all. Go get some rest, and I appreciate the raid, and yeah, we'll see you on the next one. So, okay. There's card 3, card 1, card 2, and card 3. Then we've got slot 1. Now, slot 1 is going to equal, so card hovering equals perk card selected 1. I have no idea. Oh my gosh. Okay. I feel like we have spun our tires long enough on this bug. I think I'm just gonna have to look at this off stream and just try to figure out what's going on. There's something very bizarre going on. I have no idea what it is though. Not a clue. But like from everything that I'm seeing, like this spot just right, because like that is the spot right here. This should be actually telling the game what to do. And from everything I'm seeing, it should make sense. I had a hair in my... So it shows the image. And yeah. So then it's just card hovering equals perk card selected 1. This is if A is on. Okay, that's only if you've released the mouse click. That's just moving the card. Okay. Card hovering equals 3. Ooh. And on slot 1. Card hovering equals perk card selected 1. Yeah, I haven't the foggiest. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to just look at this off stream. I don't know, but it's definitely just like baked my brain. I don't even know. Yeah. Well, I will get this bug fixed before Tuesday. And then we'll actually be able to move on and continue on to better and brighter things. Mainly getting all of this to show here as well, which should not be anything too crazy because it's basically taking the exact same code from over there, having it show over here, and then, you know, adding the same hover and have it show the message type thing. Yeah. I think that'll be good. Cool. Okay, well, yeah, like I said, that bug just fried my brain. I don't even know. So I think we're probably going to end. It's almost midnight here. Definitely need to get some sleep. Work is going to come very early in the morning. Yeah, but I appreciate everyone being here. Thank you for coming back. I know that taking a week off can be a little bit much sometimes, so I appreciate that. But yeah, so I think we're gonna go do a raid really quick over on Twitch. So for anyone who wants to be a part of the raid, make sure to stick around. But for everyone over on YouTube, I appreciate you being here. I hope you all have an absolutely fantastic rest of your evening or day or morning, wherever you may be in this world. And yeah, we'll see you all on the Tuesday stream. So yeah, till then, good luck, take care, and we'll see you then. Goodbye.